Hi guys!
It's his fault.
Welcome to Starr Mazer TV. I'm Don Thacker, director of Starr Mazer. This is
Vanessa Williams. I am a person also on Starr Mazer.
What
I'm
do
the
you do
lead
on Starr Mazer?
writer.
You're the lead writer. And who's this guy?
That's Kazuo Mayeda.
I'm the social media ninja running all this.
And who's that guy over there?
I'm Auston Montville. I program the game. I'm doing that right now.
He's actually programming right now.
Yeah.
Sorry I took a couple extra minutes. We were doing some art stuff. We had all kinds of good news to talk about and all kinds of cool stuff happening. Good news today. Lots of good stuff. Anyway, hi.
Hi.
So, we wanted to take a minute and do a thing. We wanted to make a quick announcement. I've got a new Nintendo 3DS. I just got it. Kazuo also has a new Nintendo 3DS. He also just got it. Vanessa has
Well, they know.
a Majora's Mask new Nintendo 3DS. She's got it. Austin. He also has. Austin, join us for just 1 second.
All right.
We're gonna do a thing. Check it out. We're going to play our latest build of Starr Mazer together on our 3DSs. Are you ready? Oh, that's Mario Kart.
That's Miiverse.
Mine's just dead.
What do you got?
I also got Mario Kart.
Not Starr Mazer.
Aww.
We don't have Starr Mazer on our 3DSs, guys. We want it a lot.
It's in there somewhere.
It should be in there. I can feel it could get. Are you looking? He's
I'm
looking.
searching for it,
He's
yeah.
searching for it. It's not there. I can tell you it's not there. It's the worst because it's not coming out on 3DS yet. It will, and we want it. We got the 3DSs to do it, but we need help. We need help getting to our stretch goals. I'm only going to do this sort of like sales pitchy thing like once every 14 minutes or so. We need to get there. We have a website to get to, starmazer.com. We should talk about stuff. Yeah.
And I know that right before we came on, you guys were just talking about how like we depleted your wallets. That's fine.
Oh, I didn't read that.
Just tell us about. Just tell your friends. Get other people involved. We're gonna be spending the next month spreading the Mazer love. Dawn and I are gonna be writing the story as we're on the road, but we're gonna be off at GDC, then PAX East, then South by Southwest Media. So we're going to be doing all of that just to tell people about Starr Mazer, get more people backing us on our website.
Yep.
And we want to make those console goals. So in the meantime, we're making the game. We're doing it. We're moving it. This guy right here is super angry that he's not. Oh, show them. Sad face. Oh, it's like out of focus too. Aww. Wah, wah.
But let's fill that folder up with stuff.
Let's fill that folder with Starr Mazer.
So we've got them, so we can start making it and we can start doing it. But
Yeah.
Just we need your help still spreading the love, letting people know about our awesome game. I'm seeing more and more stuff on YouTube, more and more like this thing is a cool thing that exists. So just more of that. And telling your friends, telling your family. No, I'm not giving you this cup. It's actually Don's. I already gave it to him, and I'm stealing it.
Yeah,
So,
she stole my cup.
yeah. It's just I really like it a lot, and it makes me feel happy.
Can you show the world what you did with your eyes today? Because it's so incredible. They were talking about your shirt a few seconds ago. Check this out. So her shirt is X-Men yellow and blue, right? It's really cool. Watch this. Here, go
Kazuo
up to
will
the-
do
no,
it.
You gonna zoom?
Oh,
I can zoom, yeah.
Well, I can come.
Yeah, you guys set up a shot. Have her
This
just
is
go to the.
weird.
Like,
Is this
check this
weird,
out.
guys?
Check it out.
This
No,
is
it's not
kinda
weird.
weird.
It's amazing.
It's
It's
really
amazing.
weird. Okay.
Show. It's so cool.
It's a little funky because I did it last minute. Can they see it? Should I go away now? Can I go away?
Oh yeah, the left one is yellow and the
Yeah.
right one is blue.
Well, there's like a little yellow streak and a little yellow streak and then blue and then blue. So
Yeah,
that I
it's
feel
so
really creepy now. Sorry.
I thought it was neat. I wanted to share the world with your neatness. Share your neatness with the world.
I just
Wow.
do it and like people either notice or don't, and that's fine. I just do it for me.
It's really neat. So no, somebody asked. Cyber Kuma says, "What no Ouya version?" We didn't say that. There's a awesome Android stretch goal. We can hit that.
It's on the way.
It's
on the way.
Ref.
See, Otashi thinks it's weird.
No, it's not weird.
I told you.
This is a cool hoodie because it's Rampage, and then like you pull it, and they pull the buildings apart, and Fanta is underneath. It's the greatest.
So if we destroyed like the buildings, they're Fanta.
Fanta. Grape Fanta.
Grape
would come
Fanta.
out. Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's not espionage cosmetics, although I know of those people and they're pretty awesome. So that's pretty cool. It's just Vanessa took a bunch of colorful shit and threw it at her face.
It's good stuff.
Yes.
Have we heard of Slain?
Mm-mm.
Cerberus wants to know if we've heard of Slain.
I have not heard of Slain.
Slain. S-Rain. Fanta Grape is a thing. The best thing. This episode of Starr Mazer TV brought to you by Fanta Grape. The choice of the right generation.
I was joking, to be honest. I don't even remember where my Ouya's at. Don actually has like 4 Ouyas, and we only know where one of them is currently.
Yeah.
I think Kaz has
I've
one.
got one.
Kazuo has
Kaz
one.
got one.
And 2 controllers.
And we've got like, we're missing like an additional. Wait, Fanta has a grape flavor? Yes, it has a grape flavor.
Yeah.
It's delicious.
Thank you for
Yeah.
the follow, Leconard Zero.
Leconard Zero. Thank you very
Yeah.
much for the follow.
I have an Ouya story. I can tell an Ouya story.
Do it.
Tell us the
So,
Ouya story.
back a few years ago, there was this Kickstarter going on called Ouya, and people were really excited about it, and everyone was invested in it. And I have a bunch of friends who are like game development buddies, and they're all like, "Oh man, like Ouya's gonna be the next thing. Like it's gonna change how independent game development is gonna happen. Like everything's gonna be different once Ouya comes out there." They were into the thing, and Ouya seemed like a neat thing, but I wasn't on board of it. It didn't seem like there was a market for it, right? It was like there was this $100 device. So I was cautiously optimistic about it. So a bunch of my friends invested in the Kickstarter. I didn't invest in the Kickstarter. I did not contribute to the $8 million. But the Ouya was coming out, and all the dev consoles were shipping out. And my roommate actually was getting one. So I was like, well, like a bunch of people were talking about the game I was working on at the time, Bosses Forever, and they're like, hey, like, why don't you put Bosses Forever on the Ouya? And I'm like, you know what? Why not? I'll do it. I'll give it a shot, right? This is the indie console, so I will put my game on the Ouya. Like, all right.
Can I pause you for 1 second
Yeah,
and have
yeah.
you sit on that side of the thing?
Yes.
Progma pointed out that you were behind a graphic.
Oh, yes.
We don't actually have our
Thank you,
screen,
Progma.
so we don't know what we look like.
So now that you can see my face, you can see my reactions when I tell the Ouya story. So I started porting Bosses Forever to the Ouya before we shipped. So we still hadn't released yet. We'd been in beta, but and all my friends who were supporting this Kickstarter, they had the Ouya thing that were also like independent developers in a way they weren't working on anything. But I finished it, and I shipped 2DX shipped Bosses Forever on the Ouya, and none of them did. And it didn't do very well. It was featured on the front page. It got recognized by like one of the big Ouya people. There were some articles written on it, and it had 800 downloads. It's a free game. You can get it right now. It is free, and there were 800 downloads. So I know there's not a whole lot of people playing Ouya games these days. It's not super well supported at this moment.
Yeah, at this moment. We had a different experience with Pixel Jam's Potato Man Seeks the Truth.
Yeah, you had a very different experience, which is good.
Yeah, we had a
It's
great
good.
experience launching on Ouya. It's not like buying us yachts, but it was cool. So get Bosses Forever and Potato Man Seeks the Truth on Ouya. Both of them are free to play.
And it looks like we had some questions that went past.
That's
so
fine.
I think
Sorry,
Kazuo
Lions.
might need to find
Scroll.
them for us and help us out with
Are
that.
you sitting on Bitwise right now?
No, I'm like, she's right there, and I don't want to move her, and she's so cozy.
Hey,
Look
Kaz,
at her-
your
look
head
at
is
this
right in
cat.
front of all of my text. Do you realize that? There's no way I can see it. And then now there's a camera in front of that text. He's ruined everything.
I see the question that
He had one
Kazuo
job.
just highlighted.
One job. Go ahead.
From Fuzzy.
Yeah.
I know yes or no questions kind of suck.
They do.
All right, apparently they do. But would you guys be interested in coming down to Portland and showing off Starr Mazer on our screen at OMSI next month?
Can you tell us the day? Oh, March 26th. We might be able to, unless we're running a show on that day. I don't know. What do you guys think?
I don't see why not.
I've been trying to go to Portland for months. Something comes up every time, so yes, I want to.
Let's do it.
Maybe that'll be the time. Finally go to
It'll
Portland.
be a cool thing.
Triptide asks, or do you want to read it, Kazuo, or should I?
I can read it.
Okay, go for
Vanessa, can you disappear in a smoke, leaving just a faint scent of burning brimstone behind you? Because with all of this blue on your eyes...
You look like Nightcrawler.
What?
Oh, yeah.
I will say, actually, oddly, our apartment.
No, you have to say
is-
all of this in a German accent. Austrian accent.
I think that oddly, the problem is that no.
Good effort,
Fail.
though. Good effort.
Good try. Good try.
The problem is, it's weird because our apartment right now kind of smells like burning brimstone. Somebody somewhere nearby burnt
You
some
just skip the
food.
thing.
And
I'll answer that one. That one's supposed to
yeah.
Yeah, I want to say it. It's to me. It has my name on it. You were going to answer a thing with my name on it?
Don, answer your thing.
Oh my god.
Do you want my social security number?
He's
Do you want to date my
usurping you.
girlfriend? Like, what's up?
He's usurping you.
He is. This is not.
This
He's
is
gone
the
mad
rise
with
of
power.
Kazuo.
Kazuo will win. S-Rain says to Don, System Shock. Wait, I have to make up an accent for S-Rain. Hello, Don. System Shock 2 is in your Steam account now. Kaz has it. Play it on Saturday. It's decided. It is law. Yeah. Okay. Cool. We're doing it. It's this Saturday. System Shock 2.
We'll also
Done.
be playing Pogs.
Oh.
So.
Well, you guys can play dumbass Pogs.
No.
I'll play
I
System
put
Shock
them off
2.
for the 24-hour thing. We can't keep putting them off. We'll do both.
You can't. You won't. Do a little screen with a little tiny window,
No.
like 180
No.
by whatever.
You're gonna join us
240
in
by
the
1,
Pog fun.
and you'll be like pogging
You're
it
not
up,
off
and I'll be
separate.
System Shock
Nope.
2. We're gonna start on the docks.
No.
Be very cool. Make
No,
our way
we're
in.
gonna do
stealth
that
it, go stealth
after.
mode.
We can do it after.
You never played System Shock 2.
I don't care.
It's a shame. You're shitting on the history of video games for Pogs.
You're shitting on the history of time because of System Shock 2,
Pogs
not
did that
Pogs.
themselves. Wait, no, you cannot compare System Shock 2 and Pogs. It's
Was
not
it
fair.
a worldwide phenomenon?
Yes.
Did every single person have a copy of it? Multiple copies of it in
Can I tell you
their
something?
hands?
I had multiple copies of System Shock 2 and not one Pog. I never owned a Pog.
That's
not a
fine.
single Pog.
How many people do you know in your society, in your world? Pogs are important,
All right,
and we
Vanessa.
skipped it once.
We'll make System Shock 2 pods.
Oh, yeah!
See? There we go.
Yeah,
Fun
in a
stuff.
little,
Yeah.
like,
I'll
240
stick
by
with it.
180 window in the upper left. We'll make System Shock 2 Pogs. Well, I play System Shock 2.
I'm kind of
Supers
shitting on
asked,
the way.
what is Potato Man Seeks the Truth? Platformer? It is. It is a 4-bit amazing pixel jam platformer that will teach you how to play it via killing you a lot. Yeah. Jim asked, so Starr Mazer, do you like Minecraft? I personally am semi-obsessed with Minecraft. I love Minecraft a lot. I actually won, Notch personally voted a Minecraft sculpture of mine as a winner in 2009's PAX East. The first PAX East, I think it was
2010 was the first one.
So 10.
You were there?
Yeah. I got the backpack that I carry around with me. They gave us that.
Wow.
Boom.
We might have seen each other. back
Really?
then. I've been at every PAX East.
What actually happened was I was super sick and I spent 17 hours in BYOC building a giant Mega Man that Notch.
That I probably didn't see.
Probably
at
didn't see me at
all.
all.
Nope.
I was super sick. But yeah, no. I won. It was the jumping Mega Man firing sprite. I made each block was not a pixel. There were six pixels. 6 blocks per pixel.
Yeah.
It was just giant. You could see it from anywhere on the map. Yeah, I like it. Vanessa hates Minecraft because she's a terrible person who likes Pogs.
No,
instead.
it's just you're always playing, so like I never get to play because you're always playing.
Is this a game you play together?
No.
Yeah, it is a game you play together. It
On
is.
different
it is. She
devices.
refuses.
What? What do you
Yep,
mean different
it's true.
devices?
Computers. We
Like,
did it. We did it back to
Do you
back.
have a device?
Yeah.
Like any
Any
electronic
device.
device. All right, so you can
The cat.
Oh, that was painful.
God.
The microwave.
Yeah, you can play I hear
A piece of corn. An ear of corn.
You can play Minecraft on that. Yeah.
Okay. I'll
true.
try.
Any plans to launch on OnLive, Austin?
I have no plans.
No plans
to
yet.
launch
Sorry, guys.
on live. Sorry, Tokonio.
Your System Shock 2. How is that game? Soon Saturday to find out. It's better than Pogs.
It's not.
It's better than Pogs.
I already promised.
Shut up. I'm just kidding.
Wasn't System Shock around the time of Pogs?
It
94
was.
to 95?
It was. It's true. It happened.
You guys we already did a reveal where we went through all these Pogs. We're really
So the
excited to
Pogs
play
thing
the
is
3D.
done. You guys did the Pogs. Somebody bought us System Shock 2 and wants me
Somebody
to play
mailed us, probably for more money, Pogs, their Pog collection, so that we could showcase it. Who's directing this? Who's directing this? That's right, not you. You do what I say.
it. Fair.
Saturday, join us for Pogs and System Shock 2.
Yeah.
What is happening? What? I don't know what $503 and thrown horchata means.
What?
I have no
There's a bet going on. I think.
Oh, both are caught up now.
Okay.
I don't know what's happening.
There's auctions. Yep.
What are we auctioning?
I don't know.
Better than Pogs.
Better than Pogs. Just right about Starr Mazer.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
Jonathan Holmes, go make a new article. Better than Pogs.
Better
Better
than
headline
Pogs.
from Starr Mazer. Yep.
How are you planning to get everyone's recording into Brick's voicemail? Lots of people email you WAV files? I guess. We have 3 different methods. The first is if you're local, we're probably going to do like a fun day where everybody gets together and records a thing at our recording studio. We use a professional recording studio in Seattle. So if you're local or semi-local, we'll get you to the cool studio. We'll throw a little party and record everybody's cool-ass lines. 7 Colored Magician, thank you very much for the follow. Method number 2 is if you're near a recording studio, we can probably set up some sort of ISDN thing where we can actually remotely get you recorded at a recording studio as long as it doesn't cost a lot of money.
I had a potential idea that might...
Let me tell you my third idea. We might actually have 4 ideas.
Okay.
Third idea is if you can work it out and you know what you're doing, that's good too. Actually, I had a 4th idea as well. 4th idea is we have a Google Voice line.
That was my idea.
So it's her idea. We can add a Google Voice number that you call and leave your name and then your recording, and it will just sound like an actual. It saves as a WAV file.
We don't even have to do any processing.
We don't have to do any processing. It sounds like a voice call. So that'd be pretty cool as well. In fact, that's actually sounding like the best version.
Yeah,
right
well,
now.
because everyone will sound the same.
Same, exactly.
Which is what my big worry was. Is if some people are just sending us like a thing, and some people can only get access to certain equipment,
Right.
and then it costs a bunch to like try and figure out the studio thing. I just thought it'd be easier if everybody called in that line. It means everyone gets an equal shot. They begin their voicemail telling us their name, who they are, and then they start, and then we'll approve it and put it in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. Personally.
And we'll send it all to the people who made it. We're not going to make the number public, whatever.
Yeah.
1-800 Dick Man made of dicks.
So Charlie like teeth, yes, apparently you did message me, but I don't know what your name is versus what this particular name is. So I'm sure you did message me, and I am sure that if you messaged me and I said yes, let's arrange for you to come on the show after GDC and tax
Chair-like
and
teeth.
stuff.
He has chair-like teeth.
Oh, chair-like
Chair-like
teeth. Oh, I'm sorry. I liked Charlie like teeth. That you will be coming on the show soon, and we're very excited. I'm sitting on a cat. It's weird.
Question for the Starr Mazer crew. What action scene should I make for my next sprite? Cerberus is asking.
Wow, I don't know. Should he hold off and wait until we release some more stuff? Or
I don't know. I can think of a cool scene.
I have a cool scene too, so you go first.
All right. This is what I would pitch. I would pitch at the end of the Great War, and Brick leading the charge of all the MK2 fighters into the robot forces.
That's super fair. I was going to suggest something actually that I don't think we can do yet because we haven't released any concept art yet, but I was going to say like Brick and Esty kind of having like a space duel, like a dogfight would be pretty neat. Like a dogfight around a nebula.
Oh, it could be like Racer X, right? Like we don't know who it is right now, so they're like shadowed up, right?
Yeah,
That's Esty,
that's
right?
pretty cool.
Yeah. I mean, they already know a little bit of what Esty looks like because they've met Esty.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they know
Trent
he's
Miller.
a human being.
Yeah.
And by the way, our characters are the actors who play our characters look like the characters on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Hint, hint. Nudge, nudge. Leak, leak.
Radical.
You're like a faucet man.
Radical Reguiden asks, why do I hear Gurren Lagann and cowboy music every time I watch Starr Mazer? Because you're just like me.
Yeah.
That's why. Actually, I was looking up for art references today, and Gurren Lagann was one of the ones I was using as art references because there's a lot of the style of the actual anime and the like artwork that like promotes it are very different, and they're actually a good example of things that look like Starr Mazer and things that don't look like Starr Mazer.
7 Colored Magician asks, did you beat Jason yet? Next Friday the 13th is coming.
We won't be around for that.
I know. I'm really bummed. I want to keep playing until I beat Jason.
It would be really cool to have like a follow up Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
But we'll be gone.
Yeah.
It's this month, right? Or next month, right? March.
Yeah.
And we'll be gone at that point. We'll be in South by Southwest.
Plus, we've been too busy to play in the meantime.
Train up. It'll just be death. More death.
More death.
No, children's not being saved.
Cerberus likes the Google Voice number idea.
Cool. It's very good.
Somebody
Cerberus.
Go up a little bit actually, cause somebody came up with Rafa says Don plus Vanessa equals Donessa. You're welcome. Snap.
I can't read these questions. There's a camera in the way. So Kazuo decided
All right. Quantum Feline says,
Fine.
outside of Kickstarter, what is the biggest challenge in Starr Mazer's development so far?
We overcame something cool today. We cracked something pretty cool today. That
Yeah.
wasn't the biggest challenge.
Yeah, but it's still an interesting thing. It's part of the larger challenge that we're going to be facing over the next few weeks as we build up the first playable, get towards the first publicly playable version, which is that in managing the interactions that you can have with the characters, we're building up events for characters that are basically sequences of little things that can happen, small conversations, animation events, like encounters with characters, and there's going to be like hundreds or thousands of these. There's going to be tons of them, and so when you have all of these, how do you decide when I go to talk to like Slimo or whatever, what of the hundreds of possible interactions that Brick and Slimo could have, which one's going to pop up? Because the game is procedural in a way, in that like the different scenarios affect each other, and we don't have a set order of which they're going to happen. They're just going to influence each other. So how do you make the decision of which ones to choose? There is a method that you could do is you have some sort of like AI director that manages the state of the world and pays attention to what's going on in the world, the character interactions between it. But that's all like, eventually everything has to know about everything,
Right, yeah.
which is, it can hold things back, it can slow down development, it can make it harder to expand ideas. So instead, the solution that we came up with, or basically Don came up with, that's very easy to implement, is when you go into a scene, we take a look at the state of the world, and from there we can ask lots of questions about the characters that might be in the scene, and then based on their states and the events that have happened, we can narrow down the possible scenarios that could occur in that room. So when you walk in the Exeter bar and it's just after a raid on Holloway Exeter Station, characters are going to have certain responses to that. Maybe some of them were in the raid, maybe some of them were not, and that's going to affect their state. That allows us to ask questions about what the world is every time we go into it. And now, just like our characters don't need to know about everything in the world, scenes don't need to know about everything in the world. It's just narrowed down to this one moment, and only the relevant things are being involved.
Yeah, only the pertinent stuff. And that's kind of our kind of design methodology for Starr Mazer is primarily based on points of view, right? So every little person, every little character, every little moment is based on that moment's point of view or that character's point of view, and only what's required for that. Everything else we can throw out. Everything else is too much processing, too much tree dialogue management. Just get rid of all of that. Simon only knows what Simon knows about, and only cares about what Simon cares about. And
more importantly, only at that moment.
Yeah, only at the moment. Yeah, exactly. There's another question. I never asked about something in Starr Mazer. Can we die during the point-and-click parts? Yes, but it's not like many... Stand by.
See, that will happen. It'll be ambulance, it'll be crazy.
Like in many Sierra games or LucasArts games, you could die a lot in those games, and death was your stake. And we're not really trying to make death the major stake. We want you to care enough about the story that there are bigger stakes than death, or other stakes than death. Maybe death is the biggest of the stakes, but there are other stakes. So you can't die. It's not, our end goal isn't to kill you. In Space Quest, you could die every 30 seconds. You can find a way to die. In the first Space Quest, if you didn't know what to do and you didn't know how to walk, you die in the first 4 minutes of the game. That's not what we're making.
Yeah.
You can die though.
In a lot of modern games, actually, death sort of becomes meaningless with the advancement of checkpoints and save states and things like that. The more progress you lose on death, the more frustrating the game becomes. So some games aren't just they're just whatever. It's an extra life. It doesn't even matter. You just keep going to the flow, and they just use it as a try again state. But that doesn't that creates a discrepancy in the game state. It doesn't make sense to have this character die over and over again. So instead, we want to make death a meaningful event. And games have done it in different ways. Shadow of Mordor actually incorporated it into the world, in that when you die, that's an event. You actually did die, and characters remember that, but you come back. It makes sense in the narrative.
Yeah.
In Starr Mazer, if Brick dies, that's a huge thing in the world. So death needs to be rare. It needs to be important. It needs to be it needs to have consequences, but it needs to be rare.
Yeah.
So that's actually something that I'm also thinking about right now. Is that what are the consequences of death? I want them to be high, so it's something that you're afraid of. That you're not just oh, I have to load up my checkpoint. No, you don't want it to happen. It will have an impact. But there's a balance of it. If you make it too harsh, and you didn't inform the player correctly about the dangers of something, then it can feel cheap or cheated,
right.
Or that I get frustrated with the game, and that's not the scenario you want. So that's going to be an interesting balance, and testing that out and finding out the sweet spot of making it harsh, but making it known.
And Chair Like Teeth, I now do know who you are, and we're very excited to have you and your other fellow Pig Squad / Portlandia people come by after the thing. Sorry, I'm glad that you are not just some terrifying serial killer who is gonna find a way to get on our show and murder us for a bunch of rich Chinese businessmen.
Rex 705, do you guys like horror games? I can't read the rest.
I have a Steam code for Silence of Sleep, a horror point-and-click adventure game.
Send it to us. We do like them, and we will definitely play the game.
Definitely play that. I will be terrified. I'm pretty freaked out by most horror games, but I will do it. I'll brave it.
Triptad asks, okay, Starr Mazer on Unreal Engine 4 when? Because everybody apparently love the idea of switch engine during production. We are not going to switch engine during production.
No, we were settled.
But interestingly enough, I was researching blueprints the other day because they're very similar to the node system that I'm building in the game. Obviously, they had hundreds of people work on this over the course of years, so there's a little more robust.
Yeah.
But the sort of functionality and the way you use it, actually, if you are familiar with Unreal Engine and you're one of our backers who is going to be providing content for the game, the engine that we have might be very familiar for you to use, and we might actually get you directly involved with it. So that could be a cool thing.
Ybot, hey, Ybot peep.
Oh, the Scorpion. No.
Dude, Scorpion's the greatest. I'm a smoke player myself, because where there is smoke, there's fire. There's fire.
If you saw our 24-hour stream, you got a glimpse of that.
Yeah, there's a little bit of smoke going on in that. Where there's smoke, there's fire.
Oh, Big Bull Flank, not necessarily not a serial killer. Thanks, man. Thanks.
Will you stream yourself coding the point-and-click part? When? Or will? Just will. Yes,
Will.
of course we will. Yeah. How the development of the point is going, Austin? How are they going?
It's going pretty well. I'm working on a bunch of tools right now to make this easier. So I was going to start working on the Slimo episode the other day. And so I was working on this, and I was doing like the whole dialogue thing, and then it was frustrating to work in the tool sets that I had developed at that point. I'm like, if it's bothering me, it's definitely going to bother these two. So I was like, okay, we're going to make the system a lot easier to use, so I'm going back and doing that right now. One of the things that I'm realizing, this is sort of more detailed, but hey, whatever, I'll talk about it here. We have little event components, and you put that on. It's like, this is an event that's going to happen. One of the events that we have is the ability to provide dialogue choices for the character. So when you go talk with the character and it comes to the point where you want to ask a question, you might have a couple of options. Originally, when I designed this event, I did it as a single event with all of your options in it. It made sense at the time because you sort of pick one of those and it returns that variable to the game world. But it's actually sort of cumbersome to do that, because then you need to link all of the possible scenarios that happen afterwards, the connecting events, to that whole concept, and you have to check against them individually. So instead, because you're always going to be checking against these dialogue options individually, I'm going to break it out so that you have a dialogue option, and you'll have multiples of them, and it will take all of your dialogue options as separate events and sequence those together. So that's more of this ease of use thing that I'm working on right now. So it's interesting because it's a lot of work, and then I'm like making things easier to do that are already functional in the game.
Right.
But it's going to be important because as we develop the game, we need to make it so it's as easy and fast to use as possible, so we can create lots of content.
Yeah, the content creators in the game are going to be making the majority of the game part of the game. The stuff that you want to see, people walking around saying stuff, talking to each other, blowing stuff up, that's going to be the content creators making that. Austin is primarily working on the rigging that allows the content creators to do that.
At this point, I will soon be working on content, which I'm excited about.
Yeah, so we want to kind of move over so that we all can worry about making the game part and not working about the things that make us make the game part. So
yeah, basically, if you're familiar with the process of doing concept art to establish a visual style, I'm basically doing concept art for the engine to make it work.
Let's read Cyber Akuma's. It's big, and I can't read it.
Cyber Akuma says, I mean, dying wasn't even the start of it. Not knowing to toss a show at a cat in the first scene prevents you from doing something in the last area of the game to win the game. I think this is a reference to some other game.
Like maybe Sierra games or LucasArts games, that kind of thing. Yeah, no, we're not going to trick you. We're not going to trap you in the point-and-click sections.
If you make a mistake, you learn from it, and then you do it again.
So, death will carry a little more weight than in Bioshock 1. Yeah. I hated that about Bioshock 1. I was super sold into the story until I died and spawned 3 feet behind where I had died. Granted, I was really close to one of those little cylinder things, but the cylinder things are everywhere. It's annoying. I didn't get, so if that thing can respawn me, and we were in Rapture, and Rapture was surrounded by a bunch of murdered people, Why aren't
they
they all
getting
just, yeah,
respawned?
why aren't they just all respawn?
I'm sure it's explained. I don't know, because I haven't played through all
That's
of
fair.
Bioshock. Yep.
So the world's not at all that dangerous? No, that's not true at all. Fool to dream. Is Earth dangerous? It's pretty dangerous. You just avoid a lot of the shit that will kill you instantly, right? That's number one. And number two, there are dangers other than death. There's this weird, like, why did we do this binary, like, are you dead? Then it's fine. Like, no, you can get in all kinds of trouble that isn't just dying.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in other words, you're going to make it impossible to save scum the game. We've been talking a bit. We talked about this a couple shows ago, actually, about save games and how they're going to work or whatever.
I haven't heard the term save scum before,
Yeah.
but I think I know what it means.
Yeah,
and
it's
it
like save-
feels appropriate.
yeah.
You save your way to the right choices.
Correct.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm up in the air on that. Our line right now is basically, save engine. We'll just save the game when you want to save the game. Who gives a shit? But I'm wondering if that changes the flow, and we'll probably have discussions farther down the line as we play and try to break the game. We have to build the game, then we can try to break the game.
Yeah, because I remember when we were playing Space Quest, we would go and pick previous saves that benefited us, and that was part of the joy of it. Not getting yourself into a game that you don't really want to play, or you didn't mean to play. I've had that experience with Heavy Rain where I made decisions and I really didn't. I accidentally clicked the wrong thing, and then all of a sudden I'm doing drugs in the office, and Don's like, "Why are you doing drugs?" I was like, "I thought I pressed the square thing, and now I'm doing the drug thing."
So we have all of the systems in front of us, and it's really hard going from an Xbox to a PS4. Just button configurations are. I mean, they're basically the same layout, but the X is in a different place. Number one.
I know the PlayStation face buttons, but I don't know the Xbox
Yeah,
ones.
it's
So
hard.
if I played on that, I'm going to be confused.
Oh.
Actually, I totally empathize with that. I played through Heavy Rain. I thoroughly enjoyed it, but I reset the game once because I was doing a sequence of actions, and it resulted in an event that I would never have done. And most of the time, if I screw something up and if I make a mistake or whatever, then I'm gonna own that because I have to live with that and I need to learn from that. And that is the feeling that I want to emphasize in Starr Mazer. But what we don't want to emphasize is that you intended to do something and something else happened.
Yeah.
So you know what sucked about Heavy Rain is? I actually was shocked to find out that the wife did it. Because it's her own kid.
Dude,
and you think
spoilers, man.
I just didn't realize that was a thing.
It's so crazy, yeah.
Do you just spoil the game that I'm halfway through playing? Why would you do that?
Accident?
Why would you
I leaked.
Why did you
Leaks on Starr Mazer.
on Starr Mazer.
I hate you more than...
It's the worst.
You know how many cats are on me right now?
The cats are holding you down from your rage.
This is really frustrating.
Raph says, I recently played Shovel Knight and loved the museum part with all the portraits. Have you guys considered doing something like that? Perhaps with fan art or Themix Museum? I don't see why we wouldn't have some place in the Holloway Exeter that has a bunch of cool art in it.
Museum.
Yeah,
I hadn't thought about an old jukebox that you have to hip bump to get working that plays old Starr Mazer.
Love it. Cerberus, are there going to be a chapter in a game are there going to be chapters in the game like read-only memories, or is it going to be one big story? It's going to be one big story. You're going to go through distinct story modes, and I actually discussed with Austin putting a chapter heading on those story episodes. Remember, I was kind of like the Half-Life thing boiling up and then kind of going away. Yeah. So we'll probably talk about that again. So maybe we'll see.
Yeah.
Jim asked, "Do you know Phantasmagoria by Roberta Williams, who wrote King's Quest?" I have socks that know of that game. Wink, 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 wink. I was 13 and masturbated a lot. Wink, wink.
Oh my god!
Wink. I'm kidding. I'm sorry.
Why would you stop saying
I'm trying to be
loud?
silly. It's in work.
What is happening?
I don't know anymore. No. I played the hell through Phantasmagoria and Phantasmagoria 2. Phantasmagoria was great. Phantasmagoria 2 was really a bit too far. A little bit too far. It dealt with some subjects that at the time in the sort of edgy 90s was really let's talk about leather and BDSM and all this other stuff. But it got real rapey real fast, and I was not as happy with that one. It's okay though, because it's the 90s and it was a dude getting raped, so it's totally fine. It's
okay.
No, it doesn't help. That's the point. It's not okay. But my point is they treated it like, oh, there's a woman who wrote it. It's totally fine. Yeah. It's not fine. Jim, I was 10-year-old when I was playing Phantasmagoria. Well, you should not have been 10.
Had played the experience.
Yeah, it's not a 10-year-old's game. Triptide Don, how to play Bioshock like you should be, never using the Vita Chamber ever. I imagine that'd be the way to go. That's the way I'd want to go. S-Rain, Starr Mazer, this might be wholly premature. What's your stance on monetization on Starr Mazer YouTube Let's Plays? Like, do you mean what would we get angry at people playing our game?
Yeah, like companies when it is best practice to have a release that says like you can totally put ads on the videos that you're making on YouTube and Twitch and whatnot
for a cut. We get 22%.
So that's not standard practice in the games industry.
I'm joking. I don't think it would be a problem, right?
No, it's totally cool. No,
no.
Like basically, like because if we don't say something like that at any point, we could be like, you have to take down your videos.
No, so we'll just say you can use video.
So it's nice to do a statement. So we'll put that up on the website.
Our stance will be that you should be able to do it. That's fine.
Because like I'd rather have more people knowing about Starr Mazer and doing cool Starr Mazer runs online and showing the differences between all the things. Than you not.
That's dumb and stupid. I don't know why you would do that. Okay, cool. So how would I send the Steam code? We are Starr Mazer. On Steam. So
to Starr Mazer. That's
send it to Starr Mazer. STARRMAZER. That's how you send it. One slice of pizza per 1,000 click-throughs. I like it.
Yeah.
I like the pizza idea, S-Rain.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. It's been like almost a week since we've had pizza.
It has been a week since we had pizza. Big Bull Fight had a thing. Why are we skipping everything?
Well,
do you have a
They're talking about Phantasmagoria and how to get it.
Oh. Yeah, it's on GOG. You can get both of them together on GOG. I know I did. I wanted to show Vanessa. Oh, pants on party only, though. It was a joke. I'm trying to,
He's referencing back
to the earlier joke. Yeah.
What's that like?
Borderlands is like that in terms of reviving. Yes, Borderlands 2 respawn points are technically not canon, just gameplay mechanic, but they remove voice files and references respawn points in characters they were yeah. Yes. We want that to mean a thing.
Mm-hmm.
There's the third cat.
We'll be figuring out the balance of that.
No. Don't encourage it.
What is happening? You're on a cat? You're in a cat sandwich right now.
I'm in a cat
You're
sandwich.
on a cat who's perfectly fine with you being on her.
Yeah, she kicks me every once in a while.
And there's a cat on you.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to take this opportunity to go back to the coding world. So I'm going to keep making the game. If you have any questions, let me know. I'll be 4 feet away coding.
Okay, cool.
Take it, guys.
Nice. Medius Speedus says, whoever uses the Starr Mazer account, that's Kazuo, by the way, most of the time, and mentioned the resolution earlier. I just thought I'd confirm on the feed what it's going to be without upscalers / filters. That is what it actually is. It will then be, I think, 3x. Are we 3xing? Whatever. For 16:9? Resolution? 2x? 3x?
It'll depend on what you set your resolution to.
Right. So it will be multiplied, but it will be pixel perfect multiplication. Blah blah blah. You get it. Magic. Quantum Feline. Can you leave story sections and come back later, or are you locked into them until you finish each one? At this point, you're locked into them. It's not like quests that you accrue and then go back to and check out. It's an event in the world. Like right now, we're doing Starr Mazer television in reality. If you were to leave and it would end without you watching it, you could go watch it on YouTube, but you wouldn't be able to participate in it. It's just, we want it to feel like the world in Brick's world is
alive.
It's alive.
It's not
it's
just
flowing.
temperamental and waiting, or temporary and waiting for you to.
I hate when you're in Skyrim and they're like, go save my baby! My baby's lost! You gotta save my baby! And then you go for the in-world equivalent of 4 years and level up and go kill 15 dragons and then get back to the baby quest, because even though it won't get you lots of XP, you can still knock it off. And you go back and the lady's like, thank you so much for my baby. I've been waiting here all fucking
I had
decade.
that happen in so many of the early Final Fantasy
It's the
games where
worst.
they'd be like, help me find my chickens or whatever. My chocobo is missing. And by the time I actually bothered to find their freaking chocobo, it's it would be dead.
Yeah. So Triptide says, Triptide would like episode titles but without number. There is no number. They're not random, but they're procedurally chunked. They're procedurally given to you. So there is no right order to go in. So numbering them would be ridiculous.
Yeah, that would
in
be
fact,
awful.
Austin, do not give them natural indexes. I want GUIDs and GUIDs only. And just GUIDs. No iterative numbers.
That just means I don't have to do a thing because everything inherently has GUID.
Gooids. There you go, Gooids. We gooed it for you. Gooided it for you. Yeah. Cerberus, after you die, or make one big change in the story and consequences, would the game autosave, or could the player reload? We're not sure yet.
We're still figuring that out.
We're gonna say straight up, we cannot speak deeply about the save system, because right now it would be just like a regular like Sierra game. You could save and load at any point. That's kind of our like fallback, but we haven't really like looked into that right now.
Cyber Akuma, I am slightly more comfortable now. There's still a cat behind me, but the one on me is not there, and the other one that was on me earlier is not there.
But there's
I have
a cute
freedom
cat right here.
Don't get her going. She'll
I'm just
kick my butt.
fuzzing on her, man. I need the fuzz sometimes. Sometimes you just gotta like touch a fuzz. Oh
I have a cat leg in my butt. Oh, okay.
That was very weird.
This is my fault. You moved. Oh, stop.
Otashigami, Masturbator, wink wink, Don 2015.
No! Don't encourage this guy. What are you doing?
I was 13.
I had to work with him for like a year and a half. I don't want it to just be like masturbatory, like reminiscent stories where we go, doo-doo, doo-doo. I remember when I was 13 and the world was just an oyster opening up and gee, did that oyster feel good?
What the fuck?
Sucks.
You just took it so much farther.
More Lady Boob references. Ha ha ha. I had enough. I don't want any more. I'm gonna get tea. And then by the time I get back, it better be.
Gwenster, Night Trap on the Mega CD. All the winks. Wink, 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 wink. And I'm gonna wink with the other eye. Wink, 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 wink. Check this out. You might call this blinking, but I'm actually double winking. Wink, wink.
No. I'm censoring it. I'm censoring it right here, right now. No more of this.
Night Trap. Yes. Yes, Night Trap. Please. Yes.
There.
That's worth a Sega
What's
CD.
happening with the cat?
I'm holding the cat.
There we
meow,
go.
meow, 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 meow.
There.
I just said meow, 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 meow. I'm talking cat now. I love that she just lays there. She's just sitting lay here. Movie Geek 2026. Basic Instinct. Wink, 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 wink. Pause. Wink, 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 wink.
No, you guys. It's okay. I'm glad you've experienced this, but we don't have to obsess about the experience, man.
We need pizza as well. I see everybody talking about pizza. We want some pizza. Cyber Kuma, sorry, I hope you didn't nearly faint from lack of breath reading what I wrote about Borderlands. That's cool. I talk a lot. It's fine. I'm practiced. You're going. Where are you going? You're being a lovey cat.
She is, but kind
Cat
of.
brand yawn guards. Never get embarrassed. Don't talk about bread or cheese, or else Don will say that where I live, we only eat that. Oh, France! We were talking about France.
Oh, it's true.
I'm not saying it. I'm just iterating
it's just kind
fact.
of a fact.
It's just what you guys eat.
Yeah, you guys
eat
go
something
to, like,
else, and I'll say something
special
else.
breakfast meal, and it's like
It's just
8 different kinds of
bread and some cheese.
and that's fine.
It's
but
fine.
man,
You guys love it. Just don't say you don't.
It's just sometimes you want like a fruit or a vegetable.
Or like edible food for humans. Beyond some rotten milk and some whey. I'm kidding.
I
Just
feel
joking.
like you guys are so grumpy
France is
all
awesome.
the time. Your tummies must be freaking out.
Did you just characterize France as being universally like generically grumpy?
No, I'm sorry, Paris.
Just
the rest
Paris.
of France is really nice.
Just Paris.
It's just Parisians, man, and you know it. Don't deny it. I went to a school that was international, and I lived overseas for 10 years, and
Yeah.
we know, everybody knows. It's fine. Just accept it.
So Jim asks, who of us was? Can you lean forward? This thing you're doing is
I'm not doing anything.
weirding me out. Okay. Who in the Starr Mazer team knew the old DOS times where you would have to type in CD space Starr Mazer, then set up EXE to configure the sound? But yeah, man,
Yeah.
I'm with you.
I remember that.
I am on the team that knew that time. I knew that time very well. In fact, I remember I'm from the time where my mom installed Windows 3.1, and I had a sit-down meeting with my mom and stepdad, and it was like, listen, I don't know what you've done to the computer, but you've ruined it. What you did won't work. It is not future compatible. Computers are for people who know what they're doing, not for like
Wait, you told
moving a
this to your
piece
parents?
of fucking soap around. I was like 12, man.
You
yeah.
just like went off on your parents for downloading like a
Not downloading, just installing.
or
Installing
installing
Windows, yeah.
a engine.
Windows, OS,
Wow.
operating system, yeah. It was actually just a GUI that ran on top of DOS at the time. I was wrong, obviously. If I was 12, you can be wrong when you're 12, as long as you're playing Night Trap.
Hey man, if he's gonna say it, I'm allowed to censor it. This is my show. Don't forget it.
Yeah, okay. It is. She is the director of the show. She has all rights to censor it. It's fine. What are you doing?
Wait, I
You
saw
losing stuff?
Mazer, you put an extra film in Filmette. Wait, what happened?
Extra M in Filmette.
Hold on.
Yeah, so
What?
just, I don't know what this is in reference to, but
No,
in
it's,
case...
it's in reference to my title card.
Oh, snap.
Kazuo messed up.
Dude.
Kazuo, you gonna do any kind of like functional work
Yeah,
today?
if you guys
Yeah.
want to like find me on a tweet, look how uncomfortable he is. That's
Medius
not
BS.
fair.
When did I log into a porno chat session? So many people winking.
I prefer film...
Filmiette.
Filmiette?
Filmiette.
I don't know what that means.
Sounds
I
very
just-
French.
Yeah.
Filmiette.
Well, so does Filmette. I mean, it's just tiny film. But yeah, that's my Twitter handle and other handles in case you guys are trying to find me on the internets.
So Triptide, we actually like bread and cheese as long as there's some like tomato sauce on it and it's cooked in a brick oven.
It's true.
It's true.
It's true.
Just so that you get to go to a boulangerie. I don't French. Obviously, there's bread. They're a bread maker. Oh no, we're just talking about anywhere. In Paris.
In Paris.
I went to the ECU, the European Independent Film Festival for Motivational Growth, and I was there 8 days or whatever, I don't know however long it was, and it was just bread, cheese, and sometimes meats.
Dude, I've been to Paris like 3 times. Once for 10 days, once for I think 3 days. Dude, I'm
Food
sorry.
to dreams is
I
Starr
ate
Mazer.
tons of restaurants. It was just bread and cheese. Everything. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, snack. Go to the grocery store.
And the milk is not homogenized, which is really cool. I'm glad you guys are doing it like au naturel or whatever.
Yeah.
But that makes Americans shit everywhere. I don't know if you know that. But it's a bunch of bacteria and shit that we don't take in. So we drink your milk. It's beautiful. It's wonderful. It's crisp. It's cold. It's nice. And then we shit for 3
I got it
days.
at room temperature a lot.
Oh,
They
yeah?
have those little containers. you
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
in the-
What the? And it's just like, man, it's just like a cesspool of weird French bacteria. I'm sure it's great. I'm sure it makes excellent cheeses. Maybe it's a pre-cheese.
They
They're
will outlast
pre-cheesing.
us during the
Of course, yeah, no.
any plague events.
Yes, the French will
They'll
survive.
be grumpy and they will like build like dick moves like killing our bridges and shit because they're grumpy and their tummies hurt, but they'll do it.
They'll do it. Fool to Dream says Starr Mazer, you put an extra R in Star. No, we didn't.
No,
You
we
forgot one.
Oh,
Ooh.
meow.
You should get Lindsay Sterling to do a Starr Mazer music video. I don't know who that is. We should check her out. We will check her out at some point. I was 5 discovering DOS Windows 3.1 in 1992. You were so young, man. I was
You're
12 in
younger than-
1992. Jim.
Yeah. Oh wait, no,
Oh, man.
no. Were you? Oh yeah, I was.
Yeah, I was born in 1979.
I guess I was
born
9.
born in the year of Alien. Is Bitwise like making a little home?
Yeah, she's making a little house over there.
A little fuzzy house?
Yeah, she's. I just.
Bitwise loves our pillows.
Yeah, she's got a couple.
Welcome,
of cool
NS man. Thanks for making it. Glad you did. It's the coolest. Yeah. Triptide says I would love to discover the real France, not tour. Cool. So check it out. Next time we're in France, and we will actually go to France at some point soon. I'm sure because we've traveled like all over the place.
Yeah.
Let's meet up, and then you can show us France,
That'd be super
and not
cool.
like side streets that smell like pee.
I had some really good gelato in France.
That's not even French though.
I know, but it was good.
Don, have you ever played the old DOS sci-fi games in search of the most amazing thing or Star Saga Beyond the Boundary? Neither of them. But if you have access to them and they work through DOSBox or something, hook a brother up, man. I'd love to play it. It'd be the coolest.
Still the Dream, the cat is actually definitely not taking a dump. She's just heavy, and everything she does looks like she's trying to take a dump.
Yeah, she was doing the sort of needy kind of get into
Yeah.
the place stuff.
She's just happy. She's good. She's super good.
Jackalope Dave is 11 in 92. Hell yeah, fist bound for old motherfuckers. What's up? The best thing about DOS computers is playing Tyrion. I don't know what Tyrion is.
I was pretty young during the DOS game era, so it was like not.
Cerberus asks, will you guys ever be going to Florida soon?
No.
We have no reason at this point to go to Florida. If one comes up, you'll be one of the first to know since we're going to be talking to you 3 times a week. Lindsay Sterling is popular on YouTube for playing the violin and typically video game inspired. We should get a hold of her. That'd be
yeah,
great.
that's pretty
We have a
cool.
violinist. Did you guys see? Did we launch it yet? Did we show
John
it?
Robert
No, not
Max.
yet.
Only during the 24 hours did we play it. We're gonna launch a video soon, guys.
There's
Probably
a
tonight,
gorgeous violin.
where there's unbelievable violining for our music.
Yeah.
John Robert Matz put together a really cool thing. If you guys were here on our 24-hour Super Show, Mega Show, Ultimate Show, you'll see John Robert Matz kind of playing his thing twice. That violin is live, and we have video of the girl playing it. It's
How many videos did we have to
incredible.
break that 24
15.
into? 15?
Right? It's 15 videos? The 24-hour Mega Show?
Oh yes, 15 parts.
Whoa! Well, if you're really dedicated, feel free to like watch all 15 and relive the experience. Apparently, my mom was like tuning in and out and had a very strange idea of what was happening.
That's right. What do you got to go do? I'd love to destroy all of your responsibilities, but what do you need to do, though? You're out. You're leaving. The time delay is too much. It's the worst.
I don't know what some of this stuff is in there.
We're kind of like whipping by. Everything's kind of going.
Yeah, man. You guys are having a good time.
Yeah, I'm sorry that I don't know Tyrion. I might know it. I might need to see it. Like, somebody was talking to me recently about Raptor Call of Shadows, and I was like, no, man, never heard of that dumb shit. What even is that? And then I saw screenshots of it, and it was like, oh, no, I played that game forever. I played the shit out of Raptor, like, way too much. Or, like, Velocity? Shit, I played that game. Not the new one, but the old shmup version. And I played those a lot, but I just had forgotten the names. So I might know Tyrion. Who knows?
Yeah, it's really weird. I have that exact same experience where, like, people will be talking about some game, and I'm like, I have no idea. And then I'll see a shot of it, and I'm like, dude, I played that for, like, 8 hours straight, and I was like, I had to beat it. Yeah.
But when you're a kid, stuff comes and goes so quickly.
Yeah, that's true.
Hello, Leonardo, the guy, Leonodal, noodles, pasta,
We're
macaroni.
just gonna call you Noodle. El Noodle.
I love you.
Three
French. Wow, I
Okay.
love the French people. So listen, we will be going to Paris at some point, or France at least, at some point. Jackalope Davis knows Velocity. Hell yeah. But you guys should show us like France. I've gotten like the worst views of France. The like
I know,
Charles
like, Montmartre.
fucking de Gaulle Airport or whatever. It's the fucking
I don't
worst.
even remember it.
It's
I
the
blocked
worst.
It out.
And
The trains confuse me a lot because there's one track, but some trains that go like way out of the city and some that are inner city trains, and they are all sharing the same track.
Yeah.
And if you ask anybody if that's the right train to get onto, they just spit on you.
yeah, you know what I found was really interesting is I spoke directly to far more people who weren't actually from France in France
Yeah.
than the actual French people. I kind of got a little like, you're an idiot. And here, I was actually an honored guest. I was a director of a film that was being showed at a film festival. We won the film festival. Like, we were like a big deal. And even then, kind of shit on France.
That's okay. I think it's good. It levels your idea of yourself.
Does that bother you the way we, like, I'm from Michigan. I'm from Detroit. By the way, Detroit is a French word. France. France. Like, when we say France, is France? It's like the worst. I'm sorry.
It is
I'm
bad.
so sorry. But we will go to France.
Yeah,
France.
we'll
at
hang
some point
out.
very
We'll have a
soon.
good time.
Yeah.
Anyone remember?
I know we're going to Ireland this summer
Yeah.
at some point.
Yeah.
A very close friend is getting married in Ireland. His new soon-to-be wife, his engaged person, fiance, is from Ireland. We're going to Ireland.
Oh.
And watch guys get married. Guy and girl get married in Ireland. I'm kind of afraid of bombings.
Really?
No, I'm kidding.
Why would you be?
Because it's literally hate land. Like, Ire is hate.
Oh.
It's Hateland. We're gonna go to Hateland, where they bomb London. They
have it in
boat
Ohio.
across to bomb. Well, London has gotten a little bit aggressive against the Hatelanders. By the way, I'm making sweeping, joking judgments. It's only Northern Ireland.
Really?
No, it's a joke. I'm kidding. I'm sorry.
One of my best friends.
I'm gonna
is
get
in
blown
Northern
up.
Ireland
I'm
now.
so sorry.
Stop talking about
Ah.
we're gonna get like the.
I was
fuzz.
talking about
The fuzz is gonna be
masturbating
watching-
earlier. It's totally okay.
What happened
I don't know what I'm saying.
Oh my god.
I've got sleep is the problem. I was allowed to sleep, so now I can say anything.
Yeah, I actually got massive sleep today, and I'm still exhausted. I think I'm still catching up from our Kickstarter. Anyone remember Executioners?
No, but it doesn't mean I don't know what that game is. I might remember Executioners. Maybe you can explain it. Don't just say like it's a platformer or whatever. Like Black Rose. You guys remember Black Rose? Blackthorn. Sorry, Blackthorn. I played Blackthorn
Like
recently.
Seal?
No. I finally got. I played it recently and didn't know the name of it. but it was pretty badass. Like yeah, it's pretty great.
You don't want to go to France. Go to this. We're waiting for something to load.
Comic Con.
Comic Con in London.
MCM Comic Con, London.
Oh.
Get us tickets. We'll go.
We'll go.
We'll show the F up. It'll be great. We'll bring Starr Mazer. Don, don't worry. We're also idiots, and people don't know English. Don't get interested in others, mostly being big cities like Paris for many reasons, but not necessarily good ones. Whenever I come to a town and say good morning / hello to a bus driver or entering a store or else, normal city equals answer you with a smile. Big cities equals you're a weird people.
Person.
Yeah, totally.
Actually, yeah, Triptide. So I lived in London for 10 years, and that was super the same thing.
Yeah.
If you smiled at somebody or you said, like, how's your day going, to, like, a shopkeeper, they just look at you like, you know I work in a shop. Why the fuck would you ask me that?
Yeah.
Like, they knew exactly what it was. In America, obviously, it's very different. We have a very set in place idea of customer service that means that people are friendly towards you whether they are feeling it or not.
Yeah.
And I've noticed in European cities that is 100% of the truth. If you're friendly and kind to a person, I've been actually followed home for being friendly to somebody and just smiling at them, and that meant apparently I needed to have sex with them immediately. And I was like, that is not what my smile means, sir.
It's not, though?
No.
I have been misinterpreting your smiles for like 2 years now, and I apologize.
I think it's just like,
oops. I'm kidding. So, Cerber says, somebody said, NS Man said, Donna's going to the worst places right now in this conversation.
Are.
It's true, guys. I spent all night writing. I'll show you. Check this out. I was writing outlines for game stuff. I don't know if you can see this.
Cool, actually. There's some great stuff.
I don't want to necessarily show off too much. I'm actually using Scrivener right now to collect ideas. I don't actually write in Scrivener, oddly. I use it as kind of an organizational thing. But check it. Let's see if I can. Yeah.
Don, do you wanna read them some of the Fall of Togo?
Yeah. Ooh.
Some of the what?
The Fall of Togo.
I could if you want
should read some of the Fall of Togo because it's completely disconnected.
So we got look at all this magic. We got all this kind of good shit in here. This is just all like informational stuff. They're all done in cards. So I write the little summary card first, and then I go ahead and write a whole big thing. But we've been writing all kinds. I did this all last night, by the way.
Or maybe
all of it last night. So we're working. That's the thing. So Austin wants me to read to you some lore from the game. Do you guys want to hear any of the lore? I could do that if you'd like to do it.
I have to pee so bad.
Cerberus loves the Potato Man sticker. These are exclusive because fucking we made the game. So of course we have them. We love them too. I do have a few left. So we might find a way to get rid of a couple of. They're super exclusive.
Apparently Felicia Day is going to be at this MCM.
I've got Seek the Truth bumper stickers as well, which we've got just a few of left. Very cool. Before I get too far into the lore, let's answer some more questions. Cerberus, worst video game you guys have ever played? Go.
Oh man.
So, worst game. Kazuo, worst game you've ever played?
Recently, it's Dead Space 3.
Kazuo says Dead Space 3, and I'm guessing because of it wasn't Dead Space, right? Like it was
me and my friend joined up co-op to play it, and it was a chore to get through.
Yeah.
I can't tell you guys because you're gonna can't say.
Let's see. What's your worst?
I can't say it.
Why?
I'll lose all of the audience.
Say it. Say it.
All of them.
Say it. No, you gotta come.
I mean, like, this is just super personal, guys. Like, it's not. It has. I know it's great, and you all love it. I'm so sorry. Don't hate me. I tried hard. League of Legends.
It's the worst game you ever played. League of
It
Legends.
is.
The
I'm
worst
so
game you
sorry.
ever played.
I'm so
of all history, like broken
that I
ass,
can think of.
rat ass, piece of
Except
shit
for that,
games.
that like
You chose League of Legends instead.
Jekyll and Hyde game is worse. But for me, it was just like you had. I'm so sorry. I don't really like strategy games, and it was just clicking, and all you could do was click one button. And I tried. Well, what I was doing was research because I was potentially going to be writing a web series for League of Legends, so I was trying to get into it, and I couldn't. I tried. I downloaded it and I was playing, and like I just couldn't get into it. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I know you guys are super into it, and I get it, but I don't get it.
Wow.
I'm sorry.
That's fine. It's good.
A couple other people don't
Look,
like
everybody
it.
else agrees. Look
Oh,
at
thank
that.
you.
League of Legends. I hate MOBAs. I cannot stand MOBA games.
Okay.
I think people
I
who
feel
are
slightly
who are
better.
attracted to Starr Mazer, it's as far from a MOBA as you can get. So
Okay.
I think these people are probably
It's
going to
just
be
like
right
there's
with
so
us.
little like for me to do in it. I just click on a thing.
Yeah.
I don't enjoy that. I like more skill than what I was being presented with, and I couldn't get into it.
That's super fair.
Oh, thank you guys. Okay, I feel slightly better. I was afraid you guys were gonna murder me. And I love Elspeth, and I'm very proud that Elspeth is gonna be doing a voice for League. I think that's awesome, and I totally am down with people liking it passionately. I think it's a really fun and neat part of PAX. Seeing all the people get together to root on their favorite teams. It's just something I can't do.
It's super fair. I'm gonna say this is gonna be shitty. I said this before actually. At one point, Loom. Because it's a shit game. I loved it. I loved it when I was a little kid, but I think I loved it because it was like what was available. It's a LucasArts game. It should be incredible, but it's hard to get through. I want it to die. Every screen is just like my life getting sucked out. So yeah, there's that. Starr Mazer, have you played Broken Age? No, I haven't, but I haven't played it yet. We've been doing this thing where I'm trying to avoid anything that didn't directly inspire Starr Mazer when I was younger. So I don't want to like taint the source material for me. So I'm sort of avoiding anything that's the modern version. I am taking suggestions, and if people have like a cool mechanic in Broken Age was blah blah blah, I'll look into that for sure. But I'm not gonna like live an experience yet. Starr Mazer comes from a very specific place inside, so as design equity, I want to make sure that I'm maintaining that place. Don, give away those sexy Potato Man stickers. I'd love to. Let's come up with a cool reason or way to. Like clicking on things while making a clicking point adventure. No, it's not just. It's the limiting.
Not
I
that
think
part of it. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the lack of involvement from a personal standpoint. Now that's to say I didn't play it for like a week or 2 weeks straight. Maybe it would have gotten better, but for the hours that I pumped into it, I just didn't get the experience I wanted. In fact, I wanted more involvement. I think our game has so much agency and so much consequence to and reaction to action. I love that. If there had been greater greater things happening to what I was doing, it would have felt better, but for me it just felt like there wasn't enough involvement. So it wasn't the clicking aspect. I don't mind clicking things. I mean,
Sure.
That's not the problem. It's just that was literally all I could do, and that's where I didn't like it.
There is a question. I'm sorry. Leslie Sedlak said, when you live/work/play around folks like Don and Austin, the bar is set pretty high. Actually, it kind of is.
Yeah,
We had a
it's
meeting.
very high.
Man, this is so messed up. Austin and I went to a business lunch meeting, a business coffee meeting with a guy yesterday. Cool dude. But that poor dude sat there for like 2 hours as Austin and I raged back and forth about games. And he kind of threw in an idea here and there, but he was mostly just caught up in the energy of it. And I noticed this happening a lot. This is a thing. So yeah, you're right. Quite a few. Like, do you guys have any fun sci-fi novels to recommend, especially ones similar in tone to Starr Mazer? None of them will be similar enough in tone to Starr Mazer to get you on the Starr Mazer train. I'm trying to make a thing here in Starr Mazer that's it's my own thing. So not really, but I can point out some really, really, really cool novels that I'd like you to read if you want to kind of see where I'm coming from.
Yeah, let's hear 'em.
Read the Dune series, of course. The first 6 books of Dune, the ones by Frank Herbert himself, obviously.
I'm on the second, or
Yep.
no, I'm on the fourth one.
The second.
Second one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, the 4th book, the 2nd publication.
Yeah.
'Cause the first 3 books are 1 publication. There's Footfall. Ooh, look up Footfall by Piven, I think. It's really good. Read it. It'll change your mind about alien invasion. It's really good. Those are the 2 that come immediately to mind. I'm sure there'll be a bunch more later, but that's that. There's a bunch of questions whizzing by, so I'm going to try to catch them. Triptide S, Don, Vanessa, Kaz, Austin, Cats, Pizzas. What are your thoughts on David Perry's interplay in other games? Earthworm Jim. Stop scrolling, motherfucker!
Dude, it's people typing.
Earthworm Jim, Aladdin, MDK, Wild 9. Don't go beyond that because I'm going very quickly. I love the first MDK to death. Yeah. I love them. I'm not gonna read all that out loud. I love them. I love interplay games. Descent and Descent 2. Oh man, those are some of my favorite games of all time. It's actually Descent, Rockman 3, and Rockman 2, and Fallout 3 are the 3 games that like my brain actually kind of defaults to when I'm thinking about cool stuff. So yeah, I'm super into that. Yeah. So I think Leslie's saying that Starr Mazer TV tends to fall into us like raging about stuff. Which, yep.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
Jim Law says, "Wow, wall of text level 99." Totally. Don, read this question. Not realizing that he was talking in the third person. Don read this question. It's true. I did read that question, not realizing that I was talking in the third person.
Jack Lip says, I love Dune. Only read the first though. It's too perfect. Was worried I wouldn't like the sequel.
Trick, Jackalope Dave, trick. Number 1, you didn't read the first. If you read Dune, Dune is actually a chronicle of 3 books.
Yeah.
Right? Dune book 1, 2, and 3 are in one printing. So what you think of as Dune is actually 3 books in a series of 7 books. 7 chronicles, or 7 publications, 10 actual books. Dune is a decalogue. Frank Herbert made a decalogue, and you've only read the slightest bit when you've read the Chronicle of Dune, which is just the first 3 books. You need to read the rest. It all leads to something. So please read that. It's very good. My real question got busted. What was your real question? Did we like them? Was that the... Scroll up. Let's see what the real question was. Rex 705. Awesome. Real question is, now we see again in terms of universe humor. What do you think of the past creative project and those good games were? What they brought? Okay. I have the answer for that. The reason they were so creative back then, if I understand your question, sorry, that was like wall of text level 99, and we have a billion questions that are just whizzing by. I think the reason they were so creative is because they could be. No one had an industry yet. We started an industry. There was an idea that people are buying video games. That's cool, but like, what is the model? How do you sell a game? Do you use sequels? Do you blah, blah, blah? Nobody knew. So people just made stuff, right? We're on the opposite side of that. Now we're at Call of Duty is a multi-billion-dollar franchise. It's the same game a bunch, and I'm sure it's a great game. I actually own the last 3 Call of Duty games because some of my friends only play Call of Duty. So, we've industrialized video game making. We've worked out how to make profit off of it and kind of gotten rid of anything else. We raised, for our Kickstarter, $193,000, right? We did this with 29 of the world's greatest video game composers. We did this with world-class animation. We did this with 9 people on a team prepared to make a game that we think will have all the love and emotion and growth and humor and creativity of those original games you're talking about. But here's the problem. We only raised $193,000. The last Call of Duty made $1 billion on its opening weekend. We've industrialized game making, which is totally fine, and I enjoy it. We wouldn't have Destiny. We wouldn't have Fallout 3, honestly, if we didn't have an industrialized game-making scenario. But to answer your question, we've worked out what the public wants, and we kind of pointed toward that, and it's really hard to get money. It's really hard to get money that doesn't fit that system. By the way, Candybox, whoever posted Candybox, Candybox is one of my favorite effing games ever made. Close it. Don't play it here. You'll get caught up. You'll never leave. Candybox is incredible. There's actually an iOS version of Candybox, which is really good too.
I've never heard of Candybox.
It's so good.
I kind of feel like what you're saying about the Call of Duty games, though, is so similar to what's going on in film.
Films, yeah. Any entertainment, right? There's a moment like in the 70s where it's like, you know what we should do? Take the camera out of the studio, get it on a motorcycle. Yeah. Let's take it into Vietnam and shoot cool things. Yeah. Let's do crazy stuff with cameras. And then people were like, but which one of those makes the most money? And let's do that 1,000,000 times.
Yeah, I mean, right now, the masses, everyone I talk to says, I'm so tired of sequels. I'm so tired of big blockbusters with no story. Right. But you go and you pay for it. See it.
You do it.
You give it money.
Everybody's excited. You can tell. You can go with your friends, sit down at the cafe, and talk about how you fucking hate sequels. You will see the next Avengers movie. You'll be the third in line. You know you will.
And
it's just what we do.
And that just equates to all businesses as saying that is the correct model. So it's just like you have to look at it from your own individual choices and say my choices and the choices of my friends and my family are resulting and trickling up. When people are sick of that style of a thing, it won't be that thing anymore. But until then, Starr Mazer, we're incredibly proud of it. We're very excited to make it, but we know that that's not the norm right now.
Yeah.
So we're making a game that we will love and we will nourish, and we hope that will prove itself, much like how I think Shovel Knight did. People weren't looking for it or expecting it, but when it came, they enjoyed it, and I think that's what we want to do too.
Yeah. So I think we're gonna do our thing. I think those people were like the Neverhood. Doug Tenenbaum and his team did their thing. They came out, it was brilliant. We're gonna do our thing, and hopefully it works. Hopefully you guys love it. We know we're gonna get. I understand that our reviews won't be 10 out of 10. It's just like Call of Duty OMG, 420 blaze it, no scope bitches. Like that's not gonna be the review for Starr Mazer. Some people might hate it because they don't like what we did, but we're going to do our best to make the best game we can. Cerberus said, I noticed a brick zipped from one platform to a moving ship. Will there be subtle platform elements? Yes, correct. There will be. We want to kind of action up the point and click a little bit. Foundation and Empire came before Star Wars. Yeah, the Foundation series is another one of those book series. Read the Foundation series. You haven't read science fiction until you've read it. Once you've read it, then you can say you've been part of it. I'm mostly joking, but it's definitely something you should read. The Foundation series is incredible. If you read any Asimov at all, that should be the one you read if you can only pick the one series. Candy Box is a French game. Great. It's funny that it wasn't Bread and Cheese Box.
Bread and Cheese Box.
Oh, God, I did it.
Yogurt Box.
Yogurt Box. Non-homogenized milk box. Yeah, so Candy Box is amazing. Cerberus was like, what the F? You gotta play it, bro. Just play it. You'll see. Candy Box becomes like the coolest thing ever. There's so much going by. God, it's happening. I don't even... Shovel Knight got great reviews everywhere just because indie non-major doesn't mean it won't be rated. That's true, Cyberkuma. It doesn't mean it. But Shovel Knight was also Mega Man and DuckTales. The two most famous, most nostalgic, most well-beloved NES games. Shovel Knight is one of my favorite games of all time. So I'm not dissing it. But I'm saying it had a built-in audience. Point-and-click adventures and shmups we found aren't the most popular things at the moment. So we hope it'll be good. I mean, our game will be good. We hope the response will be good, obviously.
Triptide, honestly.
What? Gee, what's with the wall of text? This is the Triptide Show, everybody. This episode of Triptide TV brought to you by Triptide, the choice of the Triptide generation. Triptide says, creativity got shot in the butt for too long. I cited Wild 9 or even MDK, Murder Death Kill, which is a great game. The Sniper Helmet was so cool because they were more or less good games without big numbers behind them. Still, I saw that the same way of thinking to do games as earlier got busted so quickly that many companies companies tried to do generic stuff to sell, or at least with minimal creativity to not risk anything. That's true. It can be understandable at some level, but I still regret that this course of action did kill too many scrolls, genres of games. Stop scrolling.
You can't help it, I guess.
I know he can't help it, I'm sorry. Now we only get to look at them with the teary eyes because of their hard revival, and that's why I'm glad to be a Starr backer, or a Mazer. Because you're bringing back the same feeling of the past in a brand new shining armor. Thank you, Triptide. That is actually Starr Mazer in a nutshell. We're going to make the games we liked liking when we were younger, and we're going to make them work today.
By the way, we had to have a meeting to decide to call you guys
Mazers. We all of us got together, including Alex from, I think he's on the thing now. He's in Pittsburgh, Philly. Jesus, Philly. I'm sorry. One of those places.
Wherever you can be snobby about pizzas.
Yeah, he's over there. He popped in. So yeah, we did a lot of nearly international conversation about naming you guys Mazers. So stick with Mazers. You guys are Mazers. I have obscure games like Hot Tin Roof. It's called The Scrolls, man. I missed it. Sorry, guys. Jesus Christ. It's just going.
I'm going to pee really quick and then come back. I'm sorry, guys.
Cyberkuma, I think point-and-click adventures are getting a lot of popularity back, to be honest. I mean, look at Telltale games, major franchises like Walking Dead. Okay, but here's a problem with that. There's a major problem with that. Those aren't point-and-click games, bros. Those are Telltale-likes. They're their own game system. It's not point-and-click games. Look at a Telltale game and put it next to King's Quest. They're not the same. They're not. And I'm not saying that they're wrong or bad or in any way like lower quality. They're super not. They're incredible. It's just they're not point and click games any more than like Destiny is a Doom-like. It's just not. It's a different type of game. It's got all kinds of new mechanics, all kinds of new like shininess, and it's worthy. Alex Maurer, pizza snob. Hell yeah. Alex, man, I want to share pizza with you soon. Rafa says, I played Shovel Knight for the first time last week. Thank you for the constant mentioning and crossover. It was so good and totally Mega Man DuckTales. It was, and it's amazing. It's a great game. They took the best parts of Mega Man DuckTales and made a better new thing about it. It was the coolest. By the way, Rex, thank you for the Steam key. That's incredible. I'm alone now. I got a cat. I got a cat here. Austin's pooping. Vanessa's peeing. Kazuo is scrolling. It's all good. Rafa said, Cybercoop was talking to Rafa. The team who made Shovel Knight had a lot of interesting streams. Blah, blah, blah. Blood Rain, Betrayal, Double Dragon, Neon. Yeah, cool. So you guys are talking amongst yourselves, which is great for me to just sit here like a jerk. I was going to talk about lore. Brian Lewis wanted to hear about some lore. But you guys got talking about other things. So I'm going to stare at the ducks. There are ducks flying outside. Hey, ducks. How you guys ducking? Ducking it up.
Why aren't you describing
What's up,
the
ducks?
lore? Why don't you tell the lore?
You don't seem interested in lore anymore.
They're totally...
Talking about Shovel Knight, man.
We'll talk about Shovel Knight then.
I'm done talking about Shovel Knight. They got their goal. They got twice as much money as we did. Who gives a shit? Fuck Shovel Knight. Fuck Shovel Knight! I'm just kidding. I'm joking. I love Shovel Knight. Plus one, what Don just said, R.E. Telltale. Thank you, Rafa. I agree. You're not alone, Starr Mazer backers to Don. Yay. Fuzzy, I'm not going to sing Lordy randomly. Lordy has to be going. That Finnish monster metal band has to be flying for me to say stuff. Did they ever figure out what game they're going to play stream first? Did you Neko Dan, are you talking about us? Because if so, it's System Shock 2 on Saturday while Vanessa sits in the corner with Pogs. It's going to be great.
No.
Give me off.
What? Why would...
So, Pragma says, lore! Pragma, you're gonna be here on Saturday, aren't you? Playing System Shock 2. What are you doing? I gotta need lore.
I need to look at something.
What do you need to look at?
I wanted to tell them who was coming in on Saturday.
Is it Pragma?
I don't know. It's somebody from Canada.
That's probably Pragma. Pragma, I'm gonna answer your question.
That was exactly what I was gonna do.
Is Starr Mazer set in our universe or in the future or in a unique setting? It is our universe, or my universe, which is a... No, it is. It's... Sorry, I hired you. What have you written yet? When you write a thing, let me get... You're eating your own hair. Why are you eating your... Stop. It's ridiculous. It's set in
my show.
A version of our universe. It is more than 1 million years from now, though. So there's that. Triptide says again, look, and then there's a link that is being ignored entirely by Kazuo. He got other work to do. He's doing contract work for someone else or something.
Django Dan says, suddenly protective of the laptop. Yeah.
Wink, wink, wink. Sorry, Triptide, that page does not exist. Okay, so I am going to do some lore. I'm going to pick some random stuff and then I'm going to read a thing. How does that sound? You guys excited about that? I am acting like... Wait.
What?
I don't think it's like super dadly to just like... Wait, what am I looking at?
This is what Triptide, he resent it.
Oh.
That's pretty cool.
That's cool.
I don't know why we got that, but it's awesome.
Dude, interesting.
Where's that from? It's really good.
Dude.
Yeah, I like that guy.
It looks sort of Children of Morta-like.
It does kind of look sort of Children of Morta-like. Look at that guy, like Hulk out. So good. Don't give me any nibbles, says Leslie.
I like Leslie.
Leslie's awesome.
Yeah.
There's a super ultra mega rare chance that to run into a hidden thing in Blood Rain. It was so rare I couldn't even Google it, and I don't know anything about it until they talk about it. Oh, cool. So you guys are off talking about other... I got the computer open. I was about to talk about Lower Night, talking about fucking Double Dragon Neon.
Story time.
Did you Neko?
Did you Neko?
Story time. Okay,
Story
cool.
time.
So I'm going to read some things. I'm going to randomly pick some things. Under concepts, we have the Framatha scale. The Fermatha scale is a scale used to meter a species' technological advancement from subsentience to singularity. This standard was widely used until 2054 Galactic, when it was replaced with the Zorba conclusion. The Zorba conclusion, I will link directly to that, is a statement of galactic scientific theory that describes the inevitable end of any sentient species' technological advancement to be a post-singularity degradation to that species' least advanced required for reproductive success. So you have two concepts there. The Fermatha scale, which was an old way of determining what tech level a particular species was at, sentience was at. And then you had the Zorba conclusion, which was sort of the end result. The idea that in any sentient society, that society will reach technological singularity, which is when they make a piece of technology that is greater than themselves intellectually, and then greater than the entirety of their culture intellectually. And then once they hit that singularity, they will then implode, have some kind of robot war or something, and then degrade and maintain the highest level of, or the lowest level of technology required to maintain their species' genetic viability. So, for instance, you can have an intergalactic, an intersystem race, an intersystem species who hits singularity sometime after colonizing other planets. That singularity then causes a giant cultural and economic shift, which destroys their society to a high degree, but they can maintain interplanetary travel as it's required so that they don't reach critical mass. So you have a scenario where you have a species that looks like it's super highly technologically advanced, but it has fallen back to the lowest amount of technology. The Zorba conclusion describes the lowest, the fact that all species will fall back after singularity to the lowest point in technology that is required for them to continue their species' genetic viability. For instance, if Earth were to hit singularity before we actually populated other planets, we would never populate other planets. We would fall back to our lowest technology level, our highest technology level, which is the least amount to continue our species' genetic stability. You guys don't seem to care. You're talking about fucking Kinder eggs and shit.
Well, Leslie says, please tell me that there won't be 20 minutes of intro, a backstory to get into the game. And I think you're talking about our game. It's kind of hard to tell because of all the stuff that's going on.
No, but I have to build a whole universe. If I'm going to have you guys traversing a universe, that universe has to exist.
Yeah.
So I will write a whole bunch of cool stuff. Look, I will, and it's not always, wait, what? When Don is serious, his ears and his speakers too strangely. Oh, Triptide loves Don when he's serious. Got it. So, Space Rhinos from Space, for example. This is another piece of lore. It's a bit funnier. Space Rhinos from Space is the title of the last feature film created by mankind in Earth Standard 2087, before abandoning cinema altogether as an art form. That's just a thing that happened. I'm being called by somebody on Skype. Hold on, let's see who this is.
It killed your computer.
It killed my whole computer. 1 second. I gotta take a phone call.
Uh-oh.
Sorry guys, it's a big phone call. Real quick. It's
just me now. Hi.
Hello.
Anybody want to hang out with me and talk to people? Are you the cousin of Zelda Williams? No, we just share a similar last name that many, many people have shared before. So just to thank you, Austin. I feel so much less lonely now. Yay, I have friends. As far as like all the lore and stuff, these are just going to be really fun things that you're going to come across throughout the game. Like this isn't like, you're not going to be sat there and have like this crazy long, I mean you'll have a big crazy cool opening to the game, but it's not going to be like, oh, I need to know all this crazy stuff. It's just when we're building out the world, there's just a lot of stuff that needs to go into it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like it's interesting. This happens a lot when you see like concept art books, right? Like you'll get a book and it'll be like, the art of like, like Monster Hunter Ranch or something like that, or Monster Hunter or something, and like you'll see all these awesome like detailed like crazy like paintings and whatnot, and you're like, oh, like that's not even a percentage of it. Like what happens is that like thousands of sketches are made, and those are for advertising. That's what those pieces were made to show off like a thing so they could sell an art book. The real concept art was like four like lines, and it's like that's a dragon and it's gonna do a mouth thing, and then like tiny little sketches on like napkins and stuff.
Totally.
Right? Like that's the raw of art. Like there's so much stuff that is made, like hundreds and thousands of silhouettes just like generated, and like one of those will get picked, and then 100 more of those will get made, and one of those will get picked, and all that other stuff gone, like removed, like never seen again.
It's true. Like I have to like I keep catching like I'll be doing other work for other things that this company is doing, and I'll hear Don start to tell stories of like other things going on in the world, and I'm like, oh my god, I have to run in there to like make sure that I know. And I'm on top of like he has so much world building that's already been done, and we'll continue to just expand and expand and expand, so you guys have a really cool, genuine experience. Also, Fuzzy Ski, Vanessa does have a pretty awesome cousin though. It's true, I have a really cool cousin who's he goes by I think it's NC117. He's a nerdcore artist. So yeah, he's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
I like him. He's related to me.
But yeah, so when you get some of these lore samplings, like some of this stuff might not ever show up in the game
It's
at
true.
all. In fact, I
Yeah.
guarantee a large portion of it won't. But
Yeah.
that sets the world and the context for us to understand what are we building in it. Like, what are things that are important? What are beliefs of this universe? Like, what needs to be upheld? Because all of that will. It doesn't have to be explicitly stated, but with that knowledge, when like Vanessa writes something, she'll be able to make decisions that makes the world feel full, as
Yeah,
opposed to like this
deeper.
flat thing where you're just like pointing out the only details that exist. Like if you looked on a separate page, like so if the character had turned around, there'd be nothing there, right?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
that would be, but like no, that you want it so that if the
But
character turned around, you know exactly what.
If there's a character there and they're walking through the Exeter station and there's like a room that has like a little title card above it that just says like the name of the last movie at the ever, we know what that is. And let's say you decide to go in that room, we can go ahead and have a projector like or a hologram playing like the last Earth movie that ever existed, or it's a museum or something. We can add in these elements, and they might not be important to the gameplay, but it's there to be interesting. An example that I've been kind of thinking about a little bit lately is I'm sure you guys have seen Futurama. And Futurama is like this weird futuristic world, but like there's so many levels. Like anytime you see a character, by the time you get to the end of the series, if you see a character walking down the street, you know that that building means that, and Mama's whatever cookies means that, and underneath in the ground in the sewers there's all these people. You know what's going on, and it's just thick and filled, and it doesn't it doesn't mean that you need all that explanation, but it's just there's opportunity for stories on any turn, which is pretty cool. There's a bunch of people saying a bunch of things.
Jim was asking if there's going to be any sort of like opening intro credits thing for Starr Mazer. And so some of the musicians that we were working with, some of them are skilled at doing that exact thing and making awesome intros with lyrics and everything. And so we are finding where that fits in Starr Mazer.
Definitely. As we actually, it's really cool. The Themix kind of gave us ideas with our artists of like what they might be good at putting into the universe. So it's actually really exciting. We can't wait to like kind of assign them things. Rafa, play Indiana Jones and Fate of Atlantis, Grim Fandango. Futurama for the win. We played Indiana Jones and the Fate of Atlantis. Grim Fandango we didn't make it to. We'll get there at some point. We definitely want to play these things for real, but it sounds like you're probably giving advice to somebody else in the chat.
Yeah. Ziggity, there will be art streams, just like there will be coding streams, design streams, and writing streams. So we will deal with various content at various stages of it. So stay tuned for that. Give the follow, and you'll be updated on all the streams that are happening.
Oh, Ziggity's got a cool idea. Will the artist be on the streams
That's
at any
what
point?
I was just
Oh,
saying.
dang it.
I
Sorry.
said, yes, there will be art streams.
My brain
You're
is just
reading questions
yeah.
and not listening to words I said.
No,
That's okay.
It's true.
Yep.
It's super true.
Is there a place where you can go back and read all this lore? Much like concept art is like used just to produce things, all of those words will not be like physically included into the game. But if you hang out with us on the stream, if you follow our devlog, I'm sure you will see all sorts of things that will not make it into the game. Plus, there is the concept book that will have lots of content that will like actual concept stuff, like my like notes of like my checkbox notes of like stained paper of like what I'm coding into the game and everything. So yeah, the concept book will be a place to find some of it, and hanging out with us as you do.
Yeah,
will
I mean
be
that's
a good place to
that's
find
kind
it.
of like how it works. Like we just hang out together and like talk a bunch about things, and then we write some of those things down, and then just know some of those things are happening, and we're trying to make the world kind of available within our team. But we'll see what we can like release. Probably the cool stuff. But you know, if you're like on here, like Don's gonna leak shit constantly. That's sort of what he does. So yeah. Gimlo at Starr Mazer, if you don't know Full Throttle, it was an awesome rock and roll point and click of absolute epicness.
Yeah, I've heard lots of great things about Full Throttle. It is one of the more well-recognized games in the genre. Yeah. I'm still like I'm only thinking about code. Like I'm just like my mind's running.
You can go back to code. I'll take that one. That one can come and hang out.
Kazuo's gonna join on stream. All right,
Yeah,
Kazuo,
let's
let's tag
swap 'em
team.
out.
Let's do this.
Let's swap them out.
I need to get tagged out. You gotta tag
gotta
him.
wash
Don't leave
his
me hanging.
hands.
No, he's just. I'm gonna get slammed.
It's so rude.
It's gonna be.
It's
I
so
need.
rude.
It's just.
Oh my
it's
God.
falling. Oh,
What's
it's
gonna
falling. Oh,
happen?
it's. Yeah. All right.
Let me put my name up.
Oh, so he's gonna put his name up. So it's just me again. Hi guys. I hope you're doing well. It's nice to see you here. I would read more, but I don't want to like. I don't know what Dawn is cool with revealing, and so I'll just talk to y'all. Welcome to the Vanessa Hour. I'm here with my snack mix. I actually haven't eaten today, so that's kind of what's going on.
What's up, guys? I'm Kazuo Mayeda. I'm usually sitting right here, running everything, highlighting questions for these guys, because they tend to take quite a long time to answer questions, and you guys are so awesomely active in the chat that it goes by real quick, so I try to make sure that we get them
You
all.
guys don't know this, but Kazuo like sits down on the floor like this for like 3 hours. It is so uncomfortable looking. I want to get him like a beanbag chair or something, because he's kicking ass, doing awesome things, making sure your questions get like attention.
So, thank you, Ziggity, for the follow.
Yes, thank you
We
very
are
much.
getting dangerously close to Treat Stream. Bim45 asks what our favorite X-Men are.
Oh, fuck yes. Fuck yes.
What's yours?
Beast. Beast has always been my favorite, but that's kind of I have a weird thing that I can mark through my childhood where I always liked like the person who was looking for humanity and what humanity meant, and the scientists. So Beast kind of had both of those.
Mine
was
was
amazing.
Mine was always Rogue. Just I thought she was so hot, and the ability to fly, I was like, that's cool. Just
Yeah.
so awesome.
Rogue is awesome. I didn't know about Kitty Pryde until pretty recently.
Huh.
Kitty Pryde is incredible. Like I started reading more of the comics because I grew up on like the Fox Kids X-Men, and that was like my jam next to Ninja Turtles. So I started reading some of the graphic novel series and was really into it.
Interesting, yeah. My only real exposure with X-Men is what's on your shirt, which is like the mid-90s cartoon.
Yes, actually, this is from a specific comic, and I went to my first ever PAX East, last year, and it was oh my god. I feel so bad because, like, I'm still getting into the comics, so I don't know that much. Somebody walked up to me and they go, I really like that issue, you know, issue number blah, 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 blah. It was really great, and so and so and so on was there. What did you think of it? And I was like, oh god. Yes. I felt so bad. Like, I'm still learning about X-Men, so.
Jim, unfortunately, I have researched about it. You cannot unfollow and refollow to make the little cool follow thing come down. I apologize. What you can do though, however, is you can make a new account and follow us again with that.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Fuzzy says that we should get you a love sack. Another better than beanbag chairs. I
Hey,
think we'll.
beats the floor.
Yeah, exactly. We'll figure out like cost-wise what we can get him, but we'll try and get him something since we're making this like a big thing. NS Man, LOL, that's too hardcore X-Men fan, Vanessa. Yeah, I know, like, cause I'm really into the story. I'm not like into being the completionist mode. Like, I care about like the world and the universe and the people in it, but I haven't read like every little scrap of the thing that X-Men's been on. Like, and I'm actually, when I look at like getting into a graphic novel or a story or a universe that's that large, I try and actually hunt down the best stuff first, like the stuff that's going to be really engaging and interesting. So, I mean, if it's something like The Sandman, where I know there's exactly like 10 or 12 things of a thing. Oh, thank you for joining Nippon Pod. If I know that there's like a really precise amount, then it's no problem. I'll just read the whole damn thing. But with something like X-Men, that's a little bit too expansive. Ziggity T. Sorry, he walked past. Ziggity, do these streams have an agenda? Actually, they usually do. It's just that this week we didn't realize that we were going to start back again so quick, so we weren't able to get in any guests. So on Tuesdays and Thursdays, we're going to be doing Q&As, as well as maybe a little bit of gameplay and having on guests. And on Saturdays, it's going to be our fun day, where we will do something a little more fun. Most likely we'll play a game. This Saturday we're going to be playing Pogs. We also will be playing out builds of the game as they become available, which will be a little bit further down the line, and getting some feedback, but that'll be like our really fun day. So there will be agendas, and in fact we will put up any guests that we have coming up. We will make that available on the page down below. You can kind of scroll down and see it. And you'll be able to find out like who's coming on. This Saturday, we just locked in some really awesome Canadian guests, so they'll be coming, hanging out with us, and playing Pogs.
They're actually in the chat.
And they're in the chat, and they can say hi. But for today and for Tuesday, we're just kind of hanging out, chatting to you guys. So hopefully that's not too boring. Ziggity, Pogs as in the coin flip game, LOL.
Yeah.
Pogs as in like the best thing ever that none of us remember how to play, or no, we're looking forward to that.
I did a little bit of research about Pogs today, actually, and I did glance at the rules, and it is exactly what I remember them being, which is very, very simple stuff.
I have to say, like, why is it every time you and I like sit down and chat to them, it's about Pogs?
Just 'cause Pogs are the best.
There's something
Don
in the
came in
air.
here, he was like, I didn't have any Pogs, but no, like you and I, we had
Pogs. I didn't know what I was supposed to do with them, but I had them.
Oh, Jim, what was I doing? So Don had his laptop balanced precariously, and I knocked over Vanessa's tea. Thankfully,
So
though, I
sad.
missed the Nintendo DS.
Oh, good.
Yeah, it's not wet at all. You can check that.
That's good.
I missed the laptop.
That's not
Yes.
too bad.
I spilled tea everywhere.
Okay. What about... Oh, at Laser Kid. That's not for us. No one wants to talk to us anymore.
Yeah, man.
Pogs are marbles. I don't know.
I don't know. Like, back in like the 90s, it was all about Pogs. But I did have one of those little like marble contraptions that you could link them together like Legos, and you could send the marble down and do all this crazy stuff. I absolutely loved that.
That's pretty cool. Triptide, at Starr Mazer, Vanessa, is there a difficult part of the Starr Mazer story where you think or already did it's kind of difficult to balance drama and comic relief of the game's universe? What kind, no spoiler, of serious theme you think of inserting in the stories? So your question is like impossible to answer, because yes, there's definitely like parts where, I mean, as you've seen, it's got like kind of a fun, lighthearted nature to the game, but as we've implied, there's definitely like serious things that happen, and we want this to be the first shmup that makes you cry. It's something that I've heard Don say quite a few times. So there's going to be very serious moments, and the balance, I don't think it's going to be impossible to get it right. It's going to take a lot of care and a lot of skill to get you guys through the sections of the kind of episodes, as it were, the sections of story that will balance, so that by the time you get to the kind of meaty, gritty, emotional stuff, you'll be ready and you'll be there. So yeah, it's a really difficult balance, and that's what we're going to be spending the year doing. Right now we're doing world building, and then we'll work on how to get you there. I'm really excited about that.
So we also have a question from Peter.
Yes.
Peter
Oh.
says, will the Starr Mazer team make cameos in the game?
Sorry, I talked over your name, Peter. I didn't mean to. The Starr Mazer team actually will make cameos in the game. It's really cool. There's going to be obviously all sorts of great cameos in this game, but as you've seen probably on our website, we have like little avatars, and we're all wearing little uniforms, which is super incredible. And we are going to be like, I think we're gonna be like officers on a bridge of some kind.
I don't know what exactly we're going to be. I mean, all of our little name tags that we've been wearing to PAX have kind of bridge officer name tags associated with them. Though when we're in the game, I don't know.
Yeah, it could be different. As far as I know, right now I'm the science officer, which is good because I don't know a ton of science, but I know enough science to care.
I did the science.
I did the science and
With the books and stuffs and the beakers.
And I can definitely tell you that some of the people you've seen on camera, She's Pizza is going to be pretty widely used in this game. She's Pizza comes from a race of pizza people. She's the representative, and actually we'll have She's Pizza talking to people, saying hi and taking pictures at PAX East. So if you guys are going to PAX East and you see She's Pizza, please pull her aside, take some photos, hang out. She'll love it. I know she's very, very excited about it.
Mm-hmm.
We also have all sorts of cool other little Easter eggs.
Oh yeah, no, this game is going to be jam-packed full of Easter eggs. Just having us in there is just like the tip of the iceberg, which you guys will find. And then Peter says my cameo should just be my hair floating in space. As well as also see some other comments up there saying that it reminds you guys of Excel Saga's Nabishin. Thank you very much. This is completely natural, no product whatsoever. It just grows like this.
It does. I've seen him like shave it down and then grow it out. I think when I first met you, you had it like held back somehow.
Oh no, yeah. When we first met, it was like a foot long, and I would put it in a top knot.
Yeah.
And then we started shooting a film, all of us, and got too hot, all gone. Now it's on its way back.
On the feature film we did last summer, yeah, he got too toasty and it was just gone.
Yeah.
Jackalope, maybe Vanessa and She's Pizza will finally meet then. They've met plenty of times. I've met She's Pizza. Actually, if you watch the 24-hour stream, there's a section in which both Vanessa and She's Pizza are on the screen. So you should check that out once we post those 15 videos to represent that 24
no, that's
hours.
already up.
Oh, it's up?
So yeah, go
Check
hunt
it
through the
out.
24-hour stream.
I can tell you
videos.
it's around the time in which we were making Doritos. It's during the Doritos hour. It's when we're making the Doritos meatballs with Fam. She's putting that together. It's pretty cool.
So there's a big question for you from Triptide.
Triptide, you know what? I would really love to have a chapter, even a secret chapter in noir style. Even pushing the joke as far as making the colors black and white. Sad jazzy music, tons of smoke in bars, fog in space streets, Garbinez. Did you just get French on me? I don't know about that. Well, actually, a lot of it has a little bit of a noir style to it. So, I mean, that sounds really pretty cool. So, I don't know. We'll see. We'll talk. Figure something out. We'll have a little discussion. I mean, we're so early as far as, like, we've got a lot of the universe built, but we're still putting in the details,
So Peter has another question. Some games have a signature food tied to the games and movies. What food would represent Starr Mazer? Like, say, when you eat or think of pizza, you think of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Well, actually, I mean, pizza's kind of already gonna be one of the main foods. I'm trying to think if we have any other foods that are represented in Starr Mazer at this point.
I mean, the bolitza is so far like the very first food item we put in the game, which is based off of pizza, made famous by Bodhi Lee.
Pizza's the official representation of the Starr Mazer team, and we've actually had a lot of episodes where people in the chat have ordered us pizzas, where we've been together and been eating pizza, where we've had cheese pizza. There's actually a lot of pizza love in this game, so I think I know it's already for Ninja Turtles, but pizza's going to be a big part of Starr Mazer as far as like a food item, as a consumable, and it's going to have a pretty big role to play, if that makes sense. Vanessa, I like it, Otashi.
So Laser Kid has an interesting question. It's probably better for you. For those of us that are starter citizens, is there anything we should keep in mind lore-wise while making an NPC?
Laser Kid, that's a great question. I think get with our team, and we can probably share some infos for people who are helping to build out the game and who have pledged at the level where they're helping to build out the game, because I think then you might use that as inspiration. However, for an NPC, you can just kind of do what you want and we'll build that world around you as well. So don't feel like you're withheld to certain rules within the world. We'll make sure it fits in and it works. But if you want to have lore, let's talk and let's figure out if we can find a way to get you some information to help you be inspired.
Mm-hmm. So Peter asks, will there be running gags in Starr Mazer? Pretty sure there will be. There's going to be tons of running gags.
There probably will be, but not like, hopefully not to the point where you're like super duper annoyed. But
filling Starr Mazer with gags, the choice of the right generation.
The choice of Don Thacker, most likely. I mean, you guys have seen, even in like our chat, there's already like running gags, so I can't imagine we'll be able to keep it out of Starr Mazer. Jackalope Dave is way more into TMNT, which always leads to remembering Pizza Cats. I kind of remember Pizza Cats, but that was sort of not quite my
I've
time.
never heard of that.
It's Samurai Pizza Cats. Laser Kid, I just want to make sure my rough idea doesn't explode the world. It totally won't. It totally won't. Just you know, is this the same thing as what you may have already sent us? In which case, we're working with you on it. Otherwise, don't worry. Did Laser Kid send us anything yet?
What?
Did Laser Kid send us anything yet?
I don't know Laser Kid's real name, so I don't know.
It's hard to know.
Oh,
Okay.
I mean, I've been in contact with Laser Kid through social@starmazer.com's email address
Yeah.
for fan art reasons.
Ah.
That's still like the best way to contact us. Just
Yeah.
make sure when you email us, you just let us know like, hey, this is a question about lore, and I'll make sure it gets forwarded to the right place.
Yeah, you might already be in contact with Dawn. I'm not sure, but don't worry. Your idea will not destroy our planet. It's gonna be awesome, and we can't wait to like work with you on it. It's gonna be really cool.
Okay, couple questions. There was one from let me get this. Otoshigami. Will there be fourth wall jokes in Starr Mazer?
I don't want there to be, and I don't think that there will be, because like we don't want to like break you out of the game if we can help it. It's just like I've seen that happen a lot. Like we were playing the Space Quest 4 or 5, whichever the one was that they start like with the voiceover. And I hated it. I was so mad. I was like, don't talk to me. Like, don't break that world for us. We're definitely not gonna go like that hokey. It'll be kept more contained, and we just want to tell the story of Brick. So everything that's funny within that will be Brick related. So there might be, you know, questions about Brick's relationship with the Star Wolf that like comes up a lot, or Brick has a consumable product that we've shown before, which is his smokes, and he's always trying to get smokes, and like smokes just don't exist in the future, and people are like, what the hell are you doing? So that's like kind of an ongoing thing, but it's not going to be like, hey audience, guess what, like pulling on the wall. In fact, we actually just saw Don do a talk did a lecture at the University of Washington recently, where we were talking about those invisible lines where you start to see the seams along the side of the game, and that's just something that we all don't want you to experience. Is there another question?
Yeah, will there be cats in Starr Mazer?
I've been told there will be cats in Starr Mazer, so plan on it. I'm guessing that at least the 4 cats that you guys have seen on stream will be in Starr Mazer for sure. I think there will definitely be cats. I don't think they will explode. We didn't get that crossover, so you know.
Triptide gave us this little script.
Hey Wolf, did the Imagos Industry go to their 3DS ship? You know, the one just before the Great War started.
So I think this is 2 people talking.
Oh.
So one person would say, "Hey Wolf, did the Imagos Industry get to make their 3DS ship? You know, the one just before the Great War started."
Right. No, Brick didn't get funded. They're searching some funds out. Maybe we should pay them to visit then. You mean, yeah, blasting everything and force them to make it with blood and tears like always then. Well, do you think they have blood? I don't know, Brick. I don't know. Beautiful. Beautiful. Bravo. I love it. I love it. Why do I need to shout Tyanide? Tyanide. What does that mean?
Which one?
Triptide says, needs to have Vanessa shouting Tyanide. What does that mean? I think it's a reference I don't understand. In the bright green.
Oh. I have no idea.
Okay, Servius. Yeah, you don't see a very serious long story in the game like OOT and put the fourth wall breaks. It ruins the seriousness of it. Exactly. I think it would just be really, like, it's not gonna be the style. Will there be a tutorial for point-and-click noobs? Point-and-click? Why would you need, like, a tutorial for point-and-click noobs? Like, point-and-click is, like, the easiest thing ever. You walk up to a guy and they start talking to you. I don't think our world has evolved so far away from point-and-click that, like, would be super confusing. I think we'll have, like, teaching elements throughout the game, but I don't know. We were just working on a game where we're doing a commercial spot for a game called Westerado, and that's got point and click elements to it, where you have conversations with people. And I think that we're not so far that we need to explain explicitly about that.
Mm-hmm.
That would be pretty funny though. Like, click here, you will be talked to. Choose a response. That response will make big decisions future happen.
I get it. So what Triptide probably wrote was probably Teane, which is probably a Japanese word. Because he also linked us a Samurai Pizza Cat episode.
Ooh. Awesome.
We'll have to check that out a bit later.
Yeah, we'll look at that later.
Fool to Dream, I would also agree with you that tutorials are a modern game problem. Like back in the day, I remember playing Mega Man. You know, you don't read the instruction manual unless you want to learn about it, and then from there they just drop you in. You learn really quickly what your buttons do. The levels are laid out in a way where you see how the world will interact before you get to it.
Mm-hmm.
For example, like you'll see a platform, it just moves. You jump on it, and the next platform you see will move, but it'll dip every now and then to drop you. And then you'll know, like, oh, okay, so that one's going to do that when it has these little buttons on there, or things like that.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, I know my preference, I'm not sure what Austin and Dawn have discussed, but my preference would be not to have tutorials and just for it for you to learn as you go. I think that's pretty important. I think that, I think Shovel Knight had a really basic tutorial at the beginning of it for, like, swinging and stuff, but, I mean, you're gonna kind of have, like, an intro, wake up into a world, and have the opportunity to start playing, and I don't know that you would need to have much of a tutorial, if any, so we'll see. We'll figure it out.
Kiantaro has an idea. How about to make the tutorial as easy that even Brick would drop it all together and start doing his own thing?
It's pretty cool. I like that. I think it would be, yeah, I want it to not be too overly complicated.
That's like
Use your mouse and move it over to Brick and to blast him. Click on his head. Gosh, I'm so tired of living in this space garbage of life. Adieu, wolf. Okay, Brick, then I'll just cut the call from this lady that... Okay, back to business. Answer that call. I love it. That's pretty hilarious. I don't think we'll be quite as, like, on the nose as that, but yeah, that's pretty cool. Oh,
so
man.
now everybody's talking about tutorials. When tutorials work well and when they don't work well, I think the running conclusion is tutorials work well when they're integrated with, like, playing the game instead of just being like at the very beginning, this is how you jump, this is how you duck.
I agree.
But versus being like, okay, you're stuck in this room.
Yeah.
You're gonna need to turn on the light. Go over here.
I haven't played Bayonetta, but I've been told that the Bayonetta beginning sort of tutorial section is absolutely fantastic because you feel so powerful and controlled. Shovel Knight didn't have a tutorial. I think they had something though. The first level was like super ridiculously easy. And it was like all about using your shovel and jumping. I thought they did do something though, like had some on-screen text, but maybe I'm wrong.
That's an interesting idea, Peter, to make Starr Mazer Twitch interactive, so when people start using terms like salty, which I only know that from like fighting game scenes, that it would change Brick's face in game. That's an interesting idea. I don't know how we would ever incorporate something like that. That would be a good idea for our developer Auston Montville. Shovel Knight didn't have a tutorial.
Will we get to unlock new costumes for the characters? That's not something we have discussed at this point, but I like the idea. It's pretty cool.
That sounds like a scope type of thing,
Mm-hmm.
since a new costume would require new sprites.
Yeah,
for
and a lot of art. So, I don't know. At this point, we haven't discussed it, but that's a really cool idea.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's something that I've become very, very addicted to in Tamagotchi life. It's like the only thing I care about is like the costumes. But then again, like it's hard to like care about much more than that in the game. So, yeah. So I think we'll go for like another 15 minutes and then wrap it up.
Mm-hmm.
If that sounds good to you, Kazuo. So if you guys have any other pressing questions, I don't know if Don's gonna come back anytime soon. So he might have to read you more lore on Saturday, which is the next time we're back.
We'll be here Saturday at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. It'll be cool. We'll be here playing some games. It'll be
Pogs.
a lot more,
Pogs.
what do we call that, just unorthodox kind of day.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. We'll still answer questions, but yeah, we're just going to be having fun. It's not going to be as formal as this.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And then on the next Tuesday, Dawn and I and Austin will all be off at GDC. So Kazuo will host.
Mhm.
And then for the next couple weeks, it's going to be kind of a mishmash of different things that we'll be presenting you. Austin will host a couple of building days with you guys. You'll see Josh and Mariah will probably host a day as well, because we'll be off at like everything. Like I said before, we're going to go to GDC, then PAX East, then South by Southwest. So we really hope to run into you guys there at one of those events. And if not, we'll have Starr Mazer TV hosted in the meantime by the rest of our team who will be available.
Mm-hmm. Yep, so this Saturday, game day. Next Tuesday, I'll host it because Dawn and Vanessa will be at GDC. The Thursday after that, Austin will host that. This is all just up in the air. And then I'll be going and joining them over at PAX, and then it'll be various other team members hosting. So yeah, get ready for some craziness. It's gonna be very.
It's gonna be pretty nuts. And then once all that madness is over on the 18th, you'll get a way more like normal set of people again. So yeah.
Rafa levels up. Will we dress in 90s attire for the Pog?
Oh my
battles?
god, I want to. Shit, man, I might just for you, Rafa. That's pretty cool. But only if you also dress up in 90s attire.
I mean, we gotta use 90s sayings.
Yeah.
This Pog game is off the hook.
It's redonkulous. Was that from the 90s or was that from the 2000s?
I think that's from 2000s.
He's going ape, bro. Don't be so serious. Tubular. I never actually heard somebody say tubular, but I know it was like in the works.
I just remembered always being in television shows, like the characters would say tubular. Tubular.
Hey man, if we could make a Starr Mazer cartoon, we would. Sorry, that's the most delayed sneeze ever. If we could make a Starr Mazer cartoon, we absolutely would. That would be incredible. Just saying. Serbius, there was an NPC telling you things like press X to attack. Okay, more about that.
Oh yeah, they're going off about interesting tutorials and how to incorporate them into the game, and jokingly fun ways to do it as well.
You guys remember Austin? Why, hello there, Austin. Welcome back to the chat. We're gonna go for another 10 minutes before we go ahead and cut it off.
So I can talk about tutorials, or I can talk about pizza.
What?
Ooh.
So, I think you want to hear about pizza. We'll talk about tutorials in the future.
Okay, tell me about pizza.
So, me and a couple of my buddies, we have this thing that we do where we come up with really bad superpowers. Like, everyone's like, oh, what's the best superpower? It's like, oh, flight, telekinesis, right? Like, the ability to spew rainbows out of my mouth, right? Those are awesome superpowers. But there are terrible superpowers, too. For example, one of my favorites is the ability to slow down time without the ability to control when.
Oh.
So, for example, you're like super hungry, and you've been
Yeah.
waiting in line for like 20 minutes at this hot dog stand to get this hot dog, all right? And you've got the hot dog, you're ready to go, and then you're about to take a bite, and it's slow motion, but you still experience time at the same rate, so you're trying to put the hot dog in your mouth, but it's slowed down, and you're just really hungry, and it takes you so long just to take a bite, and then you have to chew that.
God.
You have to chew that, right? Like, that's like the worst superpower. But
You would just like not even want to swallow. You just want to straight up swallow the hot dog. You don't want to chew it. You just be like, I need
then you
food
choke
in my
in slow motion.
Yeah.
Or maybe the slow motion stops while you're choking and you just choke. Suddenly, everyone
Like,
gets weirded out.
No.
So, another bad superpower is relevant to pizza.
Okay.
The bad superpower is that your farts smell like fresh baked pizza. Now, the reason is because this would start to ruin pizza for everyone.
would.
Because then pizza smells like farts.
It's true.
And no one wants to eat your farts.
Oh my god.
But only
Oh
one
my
person's
God.
farts.
Yeah, but I mean, like, I don't know, maybe you're popular.
Well, I think what would frustrate me the most about that is like I wouldn't want people to know I was like farting, and like they would constantly know because they'd be like, it smells like pizza, and I'd get really nervous.
No, you'd have to just have pizza on hand.
Oh yeah, just have
So
pizza
no one
prepared.
knows.
So it'd be like, oh, that's me baking up something delicious. Stand by while I pull it out of the freezer and shove it in the oven really quickly.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's my pre-pizza smell.
Yeah, it smells like that right out of the freezer bag.
Oh my god, that's like that's pretty cool. Like I played a game before with Don where he said, think of like any superpower you want, but think of like an equal like consequence to that power, because with every power there needs to be like an equal amount of like not goodness to it like balance it out.
Yeah.
But I was just really bad at it. I could like never think of like a good balancing thing. I'd be like, I want to breathe underwater, and he's like, cool, and now what? And I'm like, and have to eat fish sticks forever? I don't know.
A good one for that would be like you have to keep your gills wet.
Yo, right. So you could like you have to like constantly
Like,
walk around with like
you can
water
breathe underwater.
bottles.
You have to breathe underwater.
Oh,
There you
that
go.
would
Then you're
suck.
just a fish.
Yeah, you
Um,
might as well just hang out underwater then.
I do want to say something to Toast Beef out there, who said he will also be, or she will also be at PAX East. You can run into us there. We're gonna be running the Epsilon Circuit booth. So we'll be. Is that in the Indie Mega booth?
I think it's in the Indie Mega booth.
So we'll be in the Indie Mega booth with Epsilon Circuit. Don will be there, and then Vanessa and I will probably be running all over the place. I'll have a phone, so you should tweet at us, and
Yeah.
we'll figure it out. We'll all meet up.
Yeah.
Raphael levels up, says, Austin, there's a fun book that touches on the whole shitty superpowers. It's called Playing for Keeps.
I'm very interested in checking out that book now.
That sounds
Thank
cool. That sounds incredible, actually.
you. Mhm.
The worst Superman is Aquaman related.
I love
Sad.
Cyber Akumas. The power to fly, but you can't land.
That would suck so bad. Can you like crash though? Would that still be okay, or can you just never get out of the air? That's what I
don't know.
want to
Yeah,
know.
maybe you can only crash. Then it'll be like when I snowboard.
Yeah. Much like me.
Or Triptide's idea, replacing the blast command in the game with a fart command.
Oh.
So you can fart your way through the game.
We'll make that as a patch.
And
How
it will
about
not
that?
That was like the highlight of
Not kidding.
Fable.
The
It's farting.
Really?
I don't
Fart
know.
in Fable.
You just go down like the rude path, and eventually you could fart. I remember doing that. I was like, okay.
The
Super
rude
power.
path.
The
Oh
rude
man,
path.
Fable. When I was playing Fable, my Xbox was like dying, or the graphic, maybe it was in my PlayStation. The graphics card was like, or the laser was fucking dying, and so it would just like pull out partway through. So I never finished the game. I got too frustrated.
In your PlayStation? You play Fable on your PlayStation.
Cerberus, PAX East is going to be
I
in
don't know.
Boston.
What was it available on?
Who's on
I
this?
believe Boston. No, is it in Boston?
No.
It's in Boston.
It's
PAX
in
East
Boston.
Is in Boston.
Yeah. It's on the East Coast.
Pro tip: when you're in PAX East, there's a lot of expensive food at the convention center, but there are trolleys that are free that bring you to awesome places like Chinatown, which has dim sum. So if you're gonna get some food and you want to save some dollars, go take the trolleys.
We needed you last year. Had like the worst food experience last year. We were like trying desperately to find food at all times. And
Yeah,
having
you
a
guys
rough
didn't
time.
hang out with us.
No.
We're too busy making a documentary.
About you.
I don't know about lots of people. I
Yeah.
stole some of that time.
I'm glad you did.
Oh yeah, Triptide also brings up that Abe's Odyssey had farting in it.
Oh yeah, I did. I forgot about that.
Core mechanic.
Hmm.
Everything you touch turns to Skittles. Fool to Dream, that's a great power.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see what the problem with that is in the
I mean, you touch.
commercials.
You have to like wear gloves when you shake somebody's
like your pants. Boom, Skittles right now. This cat Skittles.
Oh no.
No, that would ruin your life.
Yeah. Instead, it's cat pets.
Triptide asks if we read his tutorial joke above. Let's go find
I
it.
know you want it.
Oh man. Sorry
There's
about
so
that.
much text.
There's
Oh
so
man,
much.
there's a Twitter of shitty superpowers.
That's so
Yes,
good.
thank you, Ziggity.
That's
Oh.
so good.
This is the best.
If you go to PAX, carry a backpack with water bottles and a lot of trail mix and bags. Yeah, we did that too, but we kind of like the experience of like going out and meeting up with like other devs over lunch. That was like a big thing for us. Like we had a really good time like going out places with people. So, but I think Kepa, when we went last time, had like a bunch of food that we just stole of his.
So I just found Pyro Insane is with Gigantic. Has Pyro Insane been on the show?
A couple times, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right, cool. That's
Yeah,
good to know.
Pyro
It's
Insane
like,
is awesome. I think Pyro
Gigantic's
has
a cool
his own
game.
Twitch channel too.
So here, you might be interested in this, Austin. This is
boom.
the Triptide.
Starr Mazer
tutorial.
should be a joke about when Brick tried to use for the first time after waking up his blaster. Push a button to blast. Push, not this one. Now try the other one. But there is no other button. Now don't push any button at all. What the hell's the gun? Did they change something on there? Target locked on. Automatic fire. Automatic. Wait, what? The blaster player on the screen. Game over. Voice over the game over screen. Okay, you're good now. Can we just continue my story already? So Brick accidentally shoots himself. But Brick's got his trusty blaster. Which last I knew was called Lisa. I don't know if that's changed, but
Why is it called Lisa?
it's his gun.
Oh.
Wait, what was... Oh, there's a line. Oh, there's a really cool line. I'll have to try to remember it.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Lisa.
We were talking about... I thought you were there.
I
You must have thought you
wasn't.
totally weren't there.
I wasn't there.
Yeah.
What the hell, man?
Starr Mazer leak. The gun's called Lisa.
They're possible. I don't know. I don't know if that name will stick.
Everything changes.
Yeah.
Quantum P line, exactly. Cat Skittles. Turns into Skittles as you touch him. Well, that was a bad pun. Even for a superpower, touches himself and...
Skedaddles! Oh, Quintero, you get the
beautiful.
pun prize of the day. You are
So
the pun
good.
winner.
Lisa in my pizza.
I'm a firing my Lisa.
I'm gonna let you close this out. I'm gonna go code Seagas.
Awesome, cool. So, yeah, I think we're gonna go ahead and finish up the chat. Any final questions for you guys? What would happen if you touched the Skittles, though?
They'd probably do like the M&M to the mini M&Ms thing, burst in little Skittles.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
Or it would just change into like a crappier Skittle flavor.
Lisa,
So you touch the red one, it turns yellow.
Lisa, you're tearing me apart. Beautiful. So beautiful. Will there be a joke like insert floppy disk number 2?
I think that's that would qualify as a fourth wall joke that you
Mhm.
said that you would not want to include in the game.
Personally, I'd not want to. We'll see what Dawn ends up forcing me to do, though.
They're going off on the room now.
Oh, man. I knew there was a reason why we didn't want to use Lisa. If it wasn't going to be The Simpsons.
Yeah.
Jeez. Alright, cool, guys. Well, we will see you on Saturday.
Yep.
So goodbye to Servius. Goodbye to Leslie. Goodbye to Ziggity. Goodbye to Cyber. Goodbye to Rafa. Goodbye to Triptide. And Toast Beef and Jim Lau and Rex.
Pyro Insane.
Pyro.
No, there's so many people. Laser
There's
Kid
so
was
many
here.
people. Thank you guys for stopping in and hanging out with us. Sorry we lost Don partway through. It sounds like he had a really important on his phony college, which is always it sucks when we lose him for a bit, but you still have us. Yeah, we will see you on Saturday. We will be here with Pogs and some other dumb game, I guess.
Yeah, I don't
We'll
know.
see.
Some shock system game. Whatever.
Yeah. And tell your friends, tell your family, tell everybody you know about purchasing Starr Mazer online. If they still want to pre-order it at a smaller price than they will have to later. We're trying to get to that 3DS goal. So we are ready to do it. We're so excited. So if you know anybody else who might be interested in our game, send them to the website.
Yep. It's mega important. Every dollar that gets spent there will go towards those stretch goals. So if you have some friends that are just like, no, I want it on the PlayStation 4 or the Xbox One, that's the very next stretch goal coming up. So if they pre-order it, now also when you pre-order it, you're not locked into a single version. You'll get to choose which downloadable version you'll want.
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't want it on the PC, Mac, or Linux, and we make the PlayStation 4 stretch goal, you can ask for the key to be on the PlayStation 4.
So we're really, really, really stupidly excited about getting it going. So have fun with all your extracurricular activities, everyone. Wink, wink. Rafa!
No more winking.
No more winking. Thank God Don was not here to see that. Thank
You-
God. You are so lucky. You are so lucky, young man. Mega Drive stretch goal. Hell yes. And yeah, we're still thinking about that. So we will see you guys later, and have a good one until we see you on Saturday.
See you guys later.
Bye.
Later, mazes.